Yeah, sorry. What?
You have your social and your Maya's only.
No, I don't keep it in my eyes. Only on Snapchat. No, I have it.
That'd be so funny.
No, I have it in my notes app. It's under. Except I didn't want to put it as Social Security, so I have it as a locked note, and it says "Boots with the Fur 2008."
Oh, okay.
Because then everybody will be like, "Oh, is that an old file of Boots with the Fur? That's definitely not a Social Security. That would be stupid."
Right. To be honest,
so if anybody hacked my phone, they would just see it and they'd be like, "Boots with the Fur."
I'm not even gonna open that one.
I'm not even gonna open
I don't even want to know what that's about.
Oh, it's locked? That's probably nothing. That's probably...
I don't
Anyways.
know my locked note password. And all of my notes are locked. Like most.
You're just like, someone's like, "Can you open your notes app?" No. I can't, actually.
It's my face. That's all I got, though. Like your Face ID.
What if you get, I mean, God forbid, mutilated? I'm sorry.
They take my face?
real.
Oh, wait, like somebody... Oh.
Like maybe, yeah, you know? Or maybe you get into a little bit of too much plastic surgery. You get a little plastic happy. You go down to Dr. Miami.
Right.
I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, but it could in the future.
I haven't thought... Doesn't it, like, recognize, like, 1,000,000 points on your face, though? You know what? I hear something so crazy. Sorry, I just got so excited.
Sure. Yeah.
Maggie's face unlocks my phone.
No.
On God.
You don't even look that similar, though.
I know. We don't know
You look
how.
very different.
We don't know how. We've tried it with all of our other siblings. Maggie puts her face... my face doesn't unlock her phone, I don't think, but her face unlocks my phone every time.
Interesting.
It's weird. Like, it's freaky.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's because we have, like, really similar noses or some shit. That doesn't...
I don't think that would be a very good...
I'm making excuses for Apple.
It
At
wouldn't
this
be a good
point, I'm
safety
like, it's probably the
mechanism
nose.
if it based it off your nose. Anyways, guys, episode 60,
60?
Kicking with Kaz, second guest ever. I've only had
Who was the
women
first
guests
guest?
on this.
Sadie. Oh, yeah.
I've only had women guests because I was gonna say communist. Wait, I'm a feminist.
You're what?
Feminist because I'm a feminist. I'm feminist Kaz. Mm-hmm. And we only have women guests. You'll never see another man on here.
No, you really can't. Never have a boy.
You might see a guy on here.
Next week.
Maybe.
Open your DMs, Bryce Hall. It's
Next
like, I want to
week.
come on.
Next
I want
week.
to come on.
Anyways, yeah, if it's your first time on the show, this is episode 60. It's a comedy podcast. It's also a life podcast. It's also what's so fucking what's so funny?
You said comedy podcast. I was gonna shorten it, and I was gonna say it's a Comcast. Or do you think? Sorry.
This is a
continue.
Comcast sports podcast. No, but this is a comedy podcast. I do jokes. So everything here is jokes. Mm-hmm. Don't take any real life advice from here.
Maybe from me.
Maybe yeah, from Caroline. Sure, whatever. That's. But for me, I wouldn't. I wouldn't suggest it. Anyways, yeah, this is Caroline. If you don't know Caroline, first of all, let me just go through that. Some people I know, they listen to the podcast, they don't know Caroline. Crazy enough. But Caroline, she's a longtime friend of mine. Just so happened that we both decided to TikTok at the same time.
Yep.
And grew to TikTok stardom. Mm-hmm. Now we live in a hype house.
That's what my famous birthday says.
What?
My famous birthday says that I grew to TikTok stardom.
Really?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
So we did that, and now we built our own little hype house.
Just us two.
Just us two. And we don't live
apartment.
And we don't live with each other.
Nope.
And we talk to each other every 2 months.
Yeah.
That's our. It's kind of like an occasional house.
We send each other a TikTok, and
we send each other TikToks.
Gets back
That's how we
to
communicate.
It, like 7 days later at like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Shit, bro, that's so funny.
I'll send you TikToks, and then 7 days later at like 3 a.m. you're like, LOL. I'm like, okay. I mean, all right. I don't even remember what I sent. But yeah, this is. I mean, I'm excited. I had some things to talk about, but we went so off topic. I don't even remember what we were talking about. What I did want to do at the beginning of this last week, just to throw this out there. I know some of you don't watch, but for those of you that are watching, Rudolph's Rager Christmas sweaters. It's basically Rudolph and all his little buds getting absolutely hammered on a sleigh. They're breaking bottles. It's a real good time if you want a nice little Christmas sweater for that ugly Christmas party that maybe you don't want to go to, but you could be the bang at the party. Touch this.
See it? Touch it?
It's fantastic, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
The quality, it's Italian silk.
Is it?
No, don't. It's close enough. If you showed the Italians this, they'd spit in your face. But if you showed maybe your everyday mother, maybe an unsuspecting stranger on the street and said, "This is Italian silk," they go, "Well, all right." They wouldn't question it.
It's actually funny.
They would. It is funny, isn't it?
It's really funny. Yeah.
Yeah, it's if you showed an unsuspecting stranger on the street, they would think it's fantastic. Isn't it soft?
It's so soft.
Would you wrap a newborn infant in it?
Nope.
Well, I would.
I would wrap myself in it.
Okay, well there you have it. Maybe an infant doesn't want to wear it, but you could wear it.
It's really soft.
It's cotton, yeah. It's a lot of cotton. It's all cotton, I think.
No.
It's partly cotton.
50%
It's
cotton.
50% cotton
50% polyester.
and 100% fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and 100% make you life of the party. So grab one of those. I think there's going to be a little deal, a little sale going on. Maybe check down below at the links. There'll probably be a code for you little bitch ass because I need to get rid of them because it's hard to sell those in January. Anyways, how you been, dude? Before we really get into this episode here, we're gonna
Really good.
We'll ease you into today. We haven't talked.
In so long.
We haven't talked in a while.
We text every now and then.
Yeah. Could you move the mic a little closer?
Well,
Sorry.
yeah, I'm not a great responder.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm
Did
going to
you not
say
hear
it.
that?
What?
When I mumbled?
No.
Oh, okay.
What'd
I was
you
just saying,
mumble?
because you moved the mic a little closer and you just kept talking.
I'm like,
No, you're good though. You're good.
I'm not great at replying to texts.
She's not a great text replier, but not many people are.
I'm going to go as far as to say that you're not either.
I'm not either. That's
Okay.
absolutely no. You're correct, but you're like I'll get back to you in. It doesn't need to be a business day. It's
Like
just
48
24
hours.
to 48 hours
Okay.
in general.
Well-
you are. If it hits a weekend, I might as well send you message by owl.
Yeah.
I think that would be a little bit. I think
Honest
that would
to
be a little
God,
better.
your best bet would be driving to my house. Not you guys. Him.
Yeah,
for
don't,
sure. Please don't do that. But
Yeah. All the guys. In
the
your
difference
DMs,
between you and I, though,
they just show up. They're like, "You told me to come. You told me I'm here. What are you gonna do about it?"
the difference between you and I in responding to text is like I'm horrible at responding to text. You're decently.
Abysmal.
Yeah. Okay.
That for you.
Yeah. No.
I'm
I know.
terrible.
I know.
You're abysmal.
You're not great.
word of
but
the week.
Anthony has his red receipts on
I do. You know what? I turned them on because.
for me, just for you.
No, just to let you know, what I didn't realize though was I turned them on before I got my new Apple Watch, and I didn't realize that the new update for the Apple Watch, when I could not even see it, like my wrist could just be in an upward motion,
Right.
and I don't notice
This
it.
is Anthony justifying leaving
No,
me
I'm
on
serious.
red twice a week.
If anybody have an Apple Watch, I don't know if you know this. If you have red receipts on or whatever, when you if you just flick the wrist and you're like, "Oh, I'll read it later," the Apple goes, "You read that shit." So I got people
Okay.
texting me and they're like, "I know you saw it." I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Well, I don't.
like, I never
Imagine me with my red receipts on. Do you know how many people would be so angry?
Oh,
with
they would
me?
be so upset with you.
Yeah, I don't. I genuinely do take a very, very long. It's like I'll respond to 3 people daily,
Right.
and if you're not in that 3, like I'm getting back to you within a week. Even the 3 people, to be honest, I looked at my text with my sister this morning. I haven't answered my sister who lives in the room next to me in like a month. Like I just don't answer her texts ever.
See, I don't really answer my sister's texts either. And you know what I do too is at 9 p.m. every night, my phone goes on automatic do not disturb.
Oh, I know. I know it
And,
does.
Yeah,
Thank
my
you.
sister.
You know what I do? Notify anyway. I don't care if you're
Dude,
sleeping.
my sister will notify anyway. She'll call me and notify anyway. I should probably put the people that I talk to probably in the favorites so they could get through.
Right.
But the problem is that my sister will ignore that and just send me 15 TikToks while I'm sleeping.
You know,
And the blue light really gets to me and like it really wakes me up.
I don't. Okay, fuck science. I don't believe that.
Okay, you see, for you to say that while also not being able to fall asleep till 6 a.m. every night
That's so true.
is
You know what? I restarted The Outer Banks.
Whether you believe it
I was
or not.
watching The Outer Banks until like 6 a.m. last night. Genuinely.
You watching just now? You watching the Outer Banks or was it a little?
I'm just
rerun?
getting to it.
You just getting to it?
I'm rewatching it. It's just as good the second time around.
Yeah. Doesn't it suck though that they broke up?
Who?
Never mind.
Who
Nobody.
broke up?
Nobody did.
Like in the show?
In real life.
Oh, Madeline Klein and the guy
Chase.
Chase.
Wait, is that his name in the
Chase.
show or his
no,
name in
it's
real
Chase.
life?
That's his name.
What's
His
the
real
name
name,
of the
John B.
John B. Right.
John B.
How could you
Rutledge.
forget that?
Yeah. They broke up. That's is
It
what it
happens,
is.
you
I don't.
know.
I wasn't attached to that relationship. I don't
I was
think.
devastated.
I mean, I think
actually
it's
ruined my
cute.
fucking month.
Imagine filming season 3. Do you think it was awkward?
One could imagine. I
Yeah.
would think. Because they've been, bouncing around. Obviously, new relationships, spreading their wings.
Have they?
Soaring to new.
Why do you know all of this about the cast of The Outer
because I have to
Banks?
look up. I told you I have a current events segment.
And that's like current events, like in pop culture.
No, not at all. It just happens to be on the timeline. I can't escape
Okay.
it. So like a lot of times I'm going through all like the stuff that I'm gonna joke about, like the terrible things probably.
Right. Okay.
And I'm scrolling through how many people died this week, and then they're like, also, in case you care, Madeline Glide and James broke up.
like kind of just. Oh, okay.
So,
Interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of how that goes.
So that's the current event for this week. That Chase
I mean,
Stokes
I don't know.
and
I
Madeline Klein broke
wouldn't
up.
call it current, but it could be an event.
Did they break up a long time ago?
I think a little long enough to the point where
You're
it
like 3
escaped my
weeks and
brain.
7 days, and it didn't go over
It's
well.
long
She
enough-
broke
yeah.
up with him.
It's long enough to the point where I'm like, that happened. Let's move past it.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's cool. I like
She's
her.
very cool.
I don't know much about him, but I like her.
I like him as well, but I like her a little more.
You know, I don't think this is rude. He's like pretty old. He's not
Yeah.
old. He's not old. That's so
Isn't he?
rude.
He's pushing.
He's
pushing 30.
He is 30.
Yeah.
And he looks great. He looks like he's 16 years old. He's
Yeah, no, he
playing
looks-
a 16-year-old.
He looks max 21.
Did you know all of the characters in the show from like episode 1 were 16 years, like they were supposed to be 16 years old?
Yeah.
None of them look 16.
Well,
not one
obviously
of them.
not. I mean, have you ever
I
watched
think-
Disney Channel? Some big dude walks in and he's like, "Hey, I'm here for freshman year."
He has like the deepest voice in the
Yeah.
world. He's like, I'm here for freshman year.
Yeah. And you're like, "What are you, a ninth
You're
year?"
like, you look like a father.
Yeah. Freshman year for what? For your fucking child? They're so... No, I'm serious, though. All these guys on Disney Channel, it's actually so funny. Like, looking back on it, like, I know when you're young, it doesn't, like... You don't realize it in your head when you see these people and you're like, they could be 16, they could be 40. You know, when you're 9, you have no concept of, like, how old people are, really. Like, you just know old, and
Do
then...
you know how old kids are when
and
you
then,
look
like,
at
really
them?
old. What?
Do you know how old kids are when, like, if you saw like a child, would you be like,
I mean, I could ballpark it.
I couldn't.
You couldn't ballpark it?
No.
You see an 11-year-old, you see a 5-year-old. You're not going to know a difference?
That 11-year-old could be 7 years old or it could be 15. No idea.
Okay, actually that's a good point. I would say anything 10 and under, I'm gonna be shooting probably 9 for 10, probably 90% from the field. I'm gonna see that child and I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna get it within a year or two. I have
I'm
confidence
not.
in that.
I'm not.
But anything, you're right. Anything over 11, 12 years old, maybe I'm gonna be shooting for the stars.
My sister's 18, and every time I meet one of her guy friends, I'm like, you could be 12. Like, genuinely, if this kid
Yeah.
walked up to me and was like, it's my 13th birthday is next week, I'd
But
be
then you
like,
see another one with a little bit too much facial hair, and you're like, did you work 40 hours this week?
did we graduate together?
Yeah. That's speaking of relationships. Caroline got a boyfriend.
Such a
since the
good
last
segue.
time. I remember what was so funny was like it was when you guys were in like I didn't really know if you were bringing it up on the internet yet when we did that last YouTube video together, our little drive,
I didn't know if I was
Together?
either.
and it was kind of like an on the fence thing. Like we weren't gonna bring it up, obviously, but now it's like for real, for real.
Yeah, no, yeah. That's
She's
the last time. This is like really showing how long it's been since we've filmed anything.
dude. It's been
8 months. Can tell you that it's been 8 months because I got in your
Wow.
car like him and I had maybe it's been 7 months because him and I had only been dating for like a month when I said it. When I was like, okay, fine, I'll talk about it on your video, like
Right.
whatever.
Yeah. You were reluctant. I may have pushed you into it.
No, you didn't. 'Cause
Oh, okay, that's
you
good.
were like, are we talking about it? And I was like, oh, sure.
I was gonna cut it out. To be fair, like if I did,
No, I was good with it. I didn't care. It was okay. Not
Yeah.
a secret.
it's not a secret anymore. Obviously,
No, yeah, it wasn't.
yeah. 8 months is very real.
Yeah,
Very
it's
real.
it's been posted about
Yeah.
on the talk.
Approaching that 9 month, little 3/4.
Not
Doesn't-
pushing 9 months yet. We like just hit.
Oh, you
8
just
months.
hit 8 months.
Yeah.
Okay, my fault. Of course.
Might be.
But yeah, so that's exciting. New things
It is,
happening.
yeah. It's fun.
A lot of things happening.
Let's talk about your dating life, Anthony. What's been happening?
Not too much, man. Not too much.
You're like fucking nothing.
Yeah. Just been here, really. I think.
Right.
I mean, if they listen to the podcast every week, they know how that's going. You know, they know we're just hanging.
How's it going?
It's just going. You know, it's going.
Okay.
I'm just kind of like, I'm just following it wherever the path may lead.
Okay.
I'm kind of just, I'm letting the wind up against my back, and I'm saying, push me wherever it might be.
Okay.
It might be.
Is it pushing you anywhere? Like off record later?
Right now,
Are there
the
things
wind is-
to be said?
The flag is down.
Okay.
Right now.
No,
Yeah.
there's no wind.
There's no wind.
Okay.
But we're hoping for maybe some gale force winds to come in quite soon.
Okay.
Maybe in the
Okay.
next coming year. January.
Coming year?
February, maybe. Somewhere around there. Maybe
we
a
on
month
any
or two.
apps?
You see, I think I ruined my reputation on those dating apps because I did a segment on here where I was like, wouldn't it be funny if I made myself sound insane and see how many matches I got?
On like Tinder?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Hinge and Bumble.
Right,
and
all of them.
I ran through every dating app I could find.
Okay.
And so if you were listening at that time, you know what happened, but I'll give you a little rerun. Essentially, I think the first picture was like what it was like me when I did. You remember that I did like a YouTube video where I like painted my face like the Joker,
Okay.
and then I did like a really freaky picture.
Little
that
makeup
like if I
tutorial?
wasn't doing a YouTube video, you would be like, "Why
Right.
would you ever do that?" And the first one starting off, it was like dating me will look like, and I did that.
Okay.
And then my voice.
You know
memo-
what? I'd kind of, if I feel like if I saw that, I'd be like, humor.
Right, but then it's drastically downhill.
Okay.
Then the next one was me. It was like a voice memo you could do. And I was like, they were like, what are your red flags? And I was like, if they're not breathing. And then so it really just to give you, I mean, it was at a funny peak.
Right.
And then it was like so aggressive that it
just
was
like
like,
offbeat.
I don't know if this is funny.
Right.
Or if you're confessing.
Okay.
So.
So no apps.
Yeah, no apps. Not
Okay.
an app. Not an app guy.
I'm apparently on a lot of dating apps. I've seen so many.
Oh, they steal your pictures and then put it on you?
So many.
Are they at least good pictures? They take them from the gram, obviously?
Yeah. No, they're
Yeah.
fine.
They have
But
a
I
picture of you
get.
just in a park somewhere?
I
You're like, "Where
got.
did
You know
get
what? So.
that?" Oh my God.
It's just like a really zoomed in image in my bedroom window.
Yeah, and you're like,
The fuck? No, I got like I get DMs pretty often being like, I saw you on Tinder or
let's
like
take it off Tinder,
it's
babe.
either
Right? Something
people
like
being
that.
like, you're cheating on your boyfriend. And I'm like, the fucking profile account isn't even Caroline. It's named like Lily. And she's like 24. Like, it's not. Why would I do that if it was
Well,
me?
that's obviously your cheating identity for those who don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Or it's people being like, I matched with you on Tinder and like you completely ghosted me. And I'm like, oh my God, that's not me. But like a couple months ago, this kid DM'd me, and then like 6 of his friends DM'd me, and they were like, why are you gonna do my boy like that? Like, like I have never
his
answered
guys looking out
DMs,
for him.
but I answered one of them because I was like, that's so funny, and I was like, it's not like me, obviously, because they were yelling at me for catfishing. Like they said, like, why would you catfish? And I was like, why would I catfish as myself? What do you
Yeah,
mean?
that's an interesting.
And so I responded because it was so funny. And
Hilarious, right.
the kid was like I was like, it wasn't me, obviously, but like, you guys are really good friends. Like, this is the funniest thing in the world. And he was like, whoa, we didn't think you'd answer. And I was like, 6 of you DM'd me. Like, you had good odds. And also it was funny. And he was like, well, give my boy a chance now. And I was like, can't do that. But
Little busy in a
I'm sorry.
another relationship.
I'm taken, guys.
Yeah.
I'm spoken for.
Call me never.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was
Die in a
like
hole.
they were there for their friend.
Right.
He was upset, and they rode for him.
So all I heard was you responded.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was the funniest thing
Okay.
I've ever seen in my life.
Anyways.
there's like 6 of them in my DMs all at once. Imagine you DM the boys group chat like, guys, I just got catfish on Tinder.
Yeah.
Like, I really thought I had a connection with this girl.
Right.
And wasn't her.
Yeah.
And then all
Well, they
of
do
them.
have a connection with the catfish.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, why not give her a chance? See what
Why
she really
not?
looks
Or
like.
him, or whoever.
You never
it is.
know. Love is love. It doesn't matter.
Well, you never know who's catfishing sometimes, you know?
I really wonder what happens in someone's brain when they start to catfish on the internet.
See, that's actually crazy. You need to watch it's on Netflix. Manti Te'o, you know that he was a football player?
Is this an ad?
No, it was no, but it was good. I talked about it here before, but anyways, it essentially goes in the mind of a catfish because this guy got catfished for like right at the beginning of the internet. This was like 2007, 2008. He was like a huge football player, and then like the person who was catfishing him lied and like faked her death.
Oh no.
And then he was like, my girlfriend online just died. And then like the entire NCAA and like all these people were rooting for him.
Oh, no.
And then it
That's
came
so
out that it was a
awkward.
lie that she died. And they all thought it was his fault because they didn't know he got catfished. and they were like, "Why would you lie about a fake girlfriend?" And he was like, "I didn't know." And like, you're like, "You're a liar." And then
Yeah, I wouldn't believe him
He
either.
got cut from NFL teams. He was supposed to go to the NFL. He didn't because of this. All because of this one. It's crazy. You got to watch the documentary. It's on.
How's he doing now?
It's on. I mean, he's fine, but probably not stoked about it.
I mean, I feel like now his name is cleared.
Yeah, but it's a little late.
You know how Tinder has like verification now?
Yeah.
One of the accounts pretending to be me is verified.
How's that possible?
Couldn't
What's
tell
the
you.
verified process?
They scan your face. Like you do like a little face scan moment.
Sounds like you need to lock your windows.
No, for real.
I'm not even
like I'm
kidding.
not kidding. I
shouldn't
don't
be
know
possible.
how this happened, but somebody sent me like I got a DM like, oh, like I matched with you on Tinder, and this was like a long time ago, like 2 years ago.
Right.
And I responded, and I was like, I don't have a Tinder, sorry. Because this is when I would actually like respond to those DMs and like feel like shit. But now I'm just like, if you don't like you, if it's my pictures and you recognize me, but it's not my name, like that's on you for even thinking that's real. But I was like, it's not me, sorry. And they were like, you're verified on Tinder, and I was like, sorry, like send me screenshots. What do you mean?
See, I would assume you were lying if I saw a verification. I'm not gonna lie, but now that I know this information,
I
I'm gonna go ahead and
literally,
believe you.
I was like 2 months off a breakup, like got a DM that I was on Tinder, and I was like, oh my God, this is before I was really even on the internet. Where are you running?
No, sorry, I was just turning you down a little bit. You're good.
This
Sorry.
is before I was even like posting on TikTok or whatever. So I was like, how did somebody, like I think I had like not many followers, but I
Right,
was
like a
like how would
million.
somebody like make a fake account of me or why? And then I Googled like how you get verified on Tinder. Like I was like they must just like
Right.
know my street name or something.
Yeah,
I
or
don't
like
know.
your social.
Yeah. I hope not.
It's under Boots with the Fur.
And they fucking knew.
They knew it. They figured it out.
And then they was like, it scans your face. It's like a multi-step face scan process. So someone scanned my face in my sleep. Watch it be fucking Maggie. Like she's just
She was-
running a Tinder. I don't
She's
know.
gaslighting these, or not gaslighting. Sorry, I was looking at my notes.
Is that the next note?
That actually we were gonna hop into current events just because I was looking at the time over there. Anyways, yeah, sorry to cut off abruptly, but
It's all good.
we're gonna hop into
I was done.
some current event. That's good. That's good. Okay,
finished.
I just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
That's okay. Anyways, we're gonna be hopping into some current events. If you're here normally, I have dialed them back ever so slightly this week. The last two aren't dialed back, but the first couple are a little dialed back because if you're, it's okay. We can always skip them if you want because we're good.
You say one and I'm like, pass.
Next.
Pass.
No, thank you. So we're gonna start off. First of all, the first current event. What was your Spotify Wrapped, and why was Kanye number one? I'm just kidding.
Kanye wasn't on it.
No, actually, that wasn't even current events, but I did want to ask you that.
My
Go ahead.
Spotify Wrapped. Okay, my number one artist is a girl named Lennon Stella.
Okay.
I think she's great. She's
Sounds
wonderful.
like a fancy bottled water.
Yeah,
That's just the vibe I got.
sure.
Maybe sparkling, maybe not.
Yeah, she
Kind of like LaCroix
she's
if
like,
it went to Harvard.
great. LaCroix went to Harvard.
I don't know.
That's
That's
funny.
what I thought. Okay.
That's a clip.
Thanks. I
Clip
like
that.
how you laughed, and then we're like, that was good.
Like, that's the first funny thing you've ever
that was
fucking
wild.
said.
I didn't know you. Is this a comedy podcast? Or is this just? Did you just think of that? I have it written here. I knew what you were gonna say.
Okay, Lennon Stella is the first one.
And Stella from the Alps, fresh
Fuck,
water.
I think Billie Eilish was the second,
Okay, that's a good choice.
probably. Third was Harry Styles for
What
sure.
I'm hearing is not your boyfriend.
You know what's crazy? You know what's okay? So I was
Your boyfriend's a
really.
musician, by the way, in case
Yeah.
that didn't make any sense to you
Famous-
guys.
I just plug him. He actually had a song come out like last week.
You could plug him. I mean, I'm not gonna cut
It was
out.
the first song. No, never mind. I'm not gonna.
Okay, I guess. All right, Thomas, that was not me. I didn't cut anything. That was
The
her.
first song that was about me technically.
Okay. Were you gonna throw a title at me, or are you just gonna leave it?
Georgia. I've already told you
Oh,
this.
Georgia.
Yeah,
Okay.
Georgia. It's a great song. The girl it's about is so pretty. She's so pretty. God, I love her. Okay, Harry Styles is. Oh wait, what I was saying. So I opened my Spotify Wrapped. You know how it's like a little slideshow, a little presentation.
Yes, I'm aware.
I was scared he was going to be on my Spotify Wrapped. I'm not going to lie, because I think I listen to his music genuinely. I do.
Yeah, but you listen to it on an MP3 file on a. Do you get like the hard? Do you get like the hard copy?
I'm trying not to have it show up. I think if he was to be on my Spotify Wrapped, it'd be like, that's a lot, you know, like that's.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if people were like, "Who's on your Spotify Wrapped?" and I was like, "My boyfriend."
Right.
They'd be like,
I don't see. I normally I would agree with you.
"You don't think so?"
I don't know, honestly. I'm trying to picture like if I was.
You picked me up day after Spotify Wrapped gets released, and you're like, "Who's your number one artist?"
Okay.
And I said Thomas.
All right.
You wouldn't be like, "Girl."
Okay. All right. When you put it like that, I understand. But like, it's also like, in a way, I would think of like showing support.
I do genuinely.
No, I
listen
know
to
you
his
support
music,
him, but
like
then
I
in
do.
another way, I could understand how that would be weird. So I think it would be if he's in your top 10,
How many times have I played one of his songs in your car?
a couple times,
Yeah,
couple.
like many though.
Yeah,
Like
no,
a lot,
all the
babe.
time.
I swear to God.
Every time she gets in the car, she rips my phone off aux, and she's like, "Thomas just dropped a new song."
Okay. Here's the thing. I opened my Spotify Wrapped. You know how it has like music playing? It's like a little presentation, whatever.
Yeah.
First song I hear is his song, How Do I Know? And my heart literally plummets. I was like, no.
You're like, oh
So I
my
knew he was
God.
going to ask my Spotify
10,000
Wrapped.
hours.
I edit his name out of my Spotify Wrapped when I send it to him. I was like, he's going to ask what it is.
Oh my
and I'm going
God.
to have to send him his name on my Spotify Wrapped. And he's going to be like, what is wrong with you? Why? Or he'd be like, that's really cute and sweet and
Right.
really supportive. But
See, that's what I'm saying. It's
Do you
don't
think,
know
though?
the reaction. I don't even know what reaction I would give if I
think
was
it'd
in
be
your
like a
shoes or
little-
his shoes. To be honest with you,
I would be like a little, not embarrassed, but I'd be like
like that's cute, but in like a
a
in
fangirl way.
in like a you kind of way, like
Yeah.
the show. You know what I'm talking about?
Ooh.
Like kind of like a you way, not so much like a.
That's not what I'm trying to give off, though.
Oh
Anyway,
well,
you know what's crazy?
I would love to hear what's crazy.
You know Jackie. Jackie's my best friend.
Yeah,
I mean,
Jackie,
okay.
she's the TikToker that goes through the Starbucks drive-thru in a Minion suit.
He was fully like her number one artist this year. I was like, Jackie, there's no way. She sent me her Spotify Wrapped and was like, I don't even know if you should send this to Thomas because it's gonna like boost his ego, but he was, and she listens to a lot of music. Like that girl, I was like, how often are you like hearing my boyfriend's voice in your head when
Yeah,
you're like
probably
running?
more than you.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy though? You're gonna make fun of me this week. Like this week. I mean like probably last 4 days.
Like the last 7, yeah, that's
last
a week.
5 days. I'll give myself 5 days.
So the last week.
We've spent like well over probably 75 hours on the phone.
Okay.
75 hours, Anthony.
Okay.
Like, did you see my private story?
I honestly don't think I opened Snapchat in a week.
Twice this week, we've spent like 2 separate phone calls, 30 hours each on the phone.
No.
Swear to God, I'll show you.
What do you like fall asleep and then you just wake up
Yeah.
and you're like, hey.
Yep. Well, this was 7 hours. This was last night. Or that was yesterday morning. This is 11 hours. That was last night. But there are 2 30-hour ones. I'll show you. 30 hours and 19 minutes.
I can confirm that it does say 30 hours, everybody.
Yeah. Oh my God, I show it. It's his phone number.
I have no reason to lie.
That was the first 30-hour, or that was the second 30-hour
Wow.
one. And that's the first one.
Okay. I'm going to dig you out of this hole. Let's go to current events. First thing up.
Wait, who was
why
your
is
number
my-
one artist?
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, Drake.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But
Basic.
I actually had a wide variety. I had Drake, and then I had Brent Faiyaz,
Okay.
then Mac Miller,
Wow.
then Tits. Yeet.
Yeet. You told
Remember
me.
Yeeticus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shut up. I fully believe that too. Wait,
Anyways,
that's crazy.
all right, here we go. Current events this week, like I said, it's a little bit dialed back, but whatever. And then also we're going to get into later in the episode, we have a special Christmas segment. That's actually why I had Caroline on, because we're going to discuss our favorite Christmas movies, our favorite Christmas songs, favorite Christmas food, and I had you guys send it in at Kickin with Cause Podcast on Instagram.
I really thought you were gonna say special guest, and I was like,
Well, I mean, you are a special guest.
bring out all my exes. Hey guys.
Oh my God, I thought you were talking about yourself.
This was a
Anyway,
Christmas
sorry.
episode.
So, Webster, I don't know if you saw this, released their dictionary word of the year. Gaslighting.
Gaslight?
Their dictionary word, their word of the year is gaslighting.
Taylor Swift dropped a new album. That makes sense.
No, I know, but hold on. I have a little article. All right. Sorry.
It's all good.
No, you were jumping on it.
Don't
No,
worry
it's
about
okay. Anyways, it said there was a funny. So that was the top one, and then also just to throw in there, just so we have a little bit more work here. The next most looked up words, like they looked up like the next, I believe 9, was it went oligarch underneath these oligarch. People want to know what that was. They didn't know.
Is that because of the queen?
Like an oligarchy, like like the kings, the queens. Do
you think it's because the queen died?
I would assume so.
You're like, the queen died?
Beyonce? Anyways, Omicron was the next one.
That's crazy.
Informed people.
Okay,
They want to be informed, I guess. We got to think about this is from January too. So like
when did Omi drop?
They dropped a while ago. I hear COVID's back on the rise a little bit. Anyways,
I can't do this anymore.
Codify.
Pardon?
I don't know, man.
Codify?
Yeah.
Okay.
LGBTQIA. So they're trying to get informed. That's good. Sentient. Probably
Love
a lot with
that.
this AI stuff. People
Yeah.
are getting scared.
You think so?
I believe so.
Okay.
You see those robots? They're like, well, they also want to like.
You see the people paying $8 to get some like weird ass like AI portraits of themselves? Have you seen those? What the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah, dude. I made a
Get it
tweet.
together.
I made a tweet yesterday that some people obviously thought was very funny and some people really hated. And I said something along the lines of like, OMG, like in all caps, I wrote it. I was like, oh my God, why did you stop posting pictures of yourself in AI? I'm foaming at the mouth. I need more.
I don't get it. Like, I don't get the.
Well,
I mean,
it's because the AI makes people look hot. That's why. Have you seen it? Well,
Yeah,
maybe that was a
no,
statement I shouldn't have said out
I've
loud.
seen-
But
I've seen. I don't know that I would say any of them were hot. It just looks like.
no, because it defines like all your features. Like it'll define your.
Yeah, like the
cheekbones.
cartoon filter
makes you
thing
look like
on
Timothy
I'm
Chalamet.
on a MacBook, like how there's like different filters, like
Yeah.
the hearts and shit. It just looks like the cartoon one. Like y'all are doing like.
Oh,
what-
like a Bitmoji thing.
Yeah, and well, sure.
Or,
It looks like a Bitmoji, actually.
does-
Yeah.
it
What are you
looks like a-
paying $9? Just go to make a Bitmoji. Like you're fine.
Yeah, just go and make a Bitmoji.
It's all good. I don't know why we're paying $8.99 for this.
Yeah, some people lie on the Bitmojis though. They like put blonde hair, but they have brown because they
You
wanted
looking
it.
at my roots?
No, no. Of
Like
course
some
not.
people lie about being blonde just staring at my roots. Like, okay.
Blonde, blue eyes. They just lie.
Right.
They lie about
That's
their
crazy.
skin
Okay, the blue eyes
color.
are real.
Fake
Blue
tan.
eyes are real. The fake tan is mostly washed off at this point, and my hair used to be
what was
blonde.
that thing you said in the car? Can you tell people really quick? I wanted you to repeat that.
Anthony said he's trying to wean off of coffee because it like makes your teeth yellow and it's not good for it. And I said, if you fake tan, your teeth look whiter.
Right. And once again, 9 out of 10 dentists recommend that.
Yeah, I don't
they
put the fake tan on my teeth. I just put it on my body and my face, and the contrast.
Right.
You know, but
But they tell you that in dentist school. They go if the crest isn't working, tell them to make their skin a little
get
darker.
some Jergens.
Get some Jergens.
You're like one of the only people at this point in my life that have seen me pale. Like I know I look pale right now, and I am pale right now. Like this is pale,
Right.
but like in
Like
comparison
prime
to
Winter Caroline.
my real, like I'm
Yeah.
genuinely the palest person I've ever seen in my entire life.
Right.
Like I didn't fake tan the first 2 years of high school.
Right.
I don't know how you
Terrible
didn't need
mistake, right.
shades. Like I
Right.
was so pale.
Yeah. I mean, you obviously over exaggerated a little bit.
No. I
not
remember
like-
freshman year, Daniel walked up to me, our mutual friend Daniel, and I was wearing a white polo. And Daniel said, "You shouldn't wear that color." I said,
actually?
"Yeah." I said, "Why?" And he was like, "Girl, you're blending in. Like you should not wear that color again." And I was like,
oh my God.
I was so hurt. And bear in mind, I never wore a white polo ever again.
Oh
at
my
Royal
God,
Academy.
you really got to.
Not once. Like I genuinely only wore
I
a
don't
black
think I ever
polos.
wore a white polo either.
You
but
did.
that's because I was
I
on
have
a...
Snapchat memories of you wearing white polo.
That's no way that's true.
I swear to God.
Oh, well, I stopped wearing them after after that doctor started feeding me meds because it gave me a sweating problem. So like I would
Oh.
just be like drenched.
Wouldn't white be good for that?
Well, no, because then it would like turn it yellow.
Did you not wear like an undershirt type situation?
Sometimes I'd forget.
Okay. I was just wondering.
Sorry,
No
they had me on
judgment.
160 milligrams of Adderall. You think I was remembering a lot of things?
I remember that phase in your life, and it
That was a fun phase in my
No, it
life.
was truly like horrible to watch. Like, really, really, genuinely was concerning.
Oh yeah,
Anthony.
actually, you know what? I've made a lot of jokes about it on here, but give like a real quick just synopsis of an outside perspective because they don't only know it from my perspective. So like, tell them like what I would look like in school, or what, just so they know.
I feel like going from like there's some people that didn't notice it simply because they haven't known you since you were 11, so like they didn't know you pre that phase that well.
Right.
But I did, and he was like this, like you were like this energetic and this what's
Just a little
nice
spunk
word?
of energy.
Yeah, a little
Yeah, a
spunky.
little spunky boy.
And then he started his little meds.
Medicinal.
Yeah.
Medicinal extravaganza, as I like to call it.
Yeah, sure. And then I've like never in my life, I can't say this for certain because I actually never met a zombie in real life, but like I think that is exactly what I've never seen somebody not so focused, but just so dead in the eyes. Like, he just was not a person.
Yeah,
it truly was like very sad. I'd be like, Anthony, you want to like go downstairs and like get lunch? And he'd be like, it would take him like 30 seconds to process the sentence. I'd be like, are you good? Like,
well, because if it wasn't homework, my brain was like, why are we taking the time out of our day?
All of our friends would sit in a group, and Anthony would be like 30 feet away, like vibrating at the table.
Yeah, like she'd walk up, and I'd be like, why the fuck is she wearing a white polo?
Yeah. Oh, you were testy too. He was like,
I was
moody.
No, dude, yeah, I would be like snippy because like if people would like come up to me, and they'd be like, hey, dude, like my brain would be like, this is a 30-second conversation that could be avoided and is taking us away from our productivity.
I would come up to you a lot and be like, are you okay? Because you weren't. And you'd be like, yeah. And then like go back to work and I'd be like, oh shit.
Like,
okay.
Wow,
just
okay.
fucking asking.
Yeah.
That's
little,
crazy.
Amphetamine anarchy.
Yeah, it was such a bad period of time.
Yeah.
I also was just like not thriving. That was a rough year.
Yeah.
For us as a unit.
Honestly, then Caroline left.
Yeah.
She had her own little
medicinal extravaganza.
her own little medicinal extravaganza.
Went to what some would call rehab, but I would call it vacation.
Yeah. I probably should have followed her down the yellow brick road, but instead I
you got away with it.
I got away with it.
They didn't clock you.
They didn't clock me. But anyways, what we're talking about, the word of the year.
Okay, back to it.
So the word of the year, anyways, the article basically just says the searches on the website for more than it has spiked by 1,740%.
What is spiked by?
Gaslighting, the word, like searches amounts.
You know what? People do use it a lot more now.
They might be gaslighting us into thinking it as the real word of the year.
People, I think, you know what? It's like not a pet peeve of mine, but a lot of people misuse words.
Oh, well, gaslighting has just become like a buzzword. Same thing with like, what's another one? Like when people are like,
narcissist is one.
That one also like, people love throwing around power dynamic.
First power dynamic.
Yeah, when like they'll be like somebody will be like talking louder than someone in a clip.
Yeah,
and like it could just be the audio level, like you don't know.
Right.
And they're like, "Wow, the power dynamic yelling at her." I'm like, "Whoa!" Like you just see like. I want
that to be all of the comments on this video.
That's what everybody in the comments is like. Wow, the power dynamic. He's making her hold that hoodie the entire time. You can throw that to me, by the way.
It's not like heavy. Like I'm not.
I know, but I'm just making jokes. But you get the point, though. Like I feel like people will just like throw that around. Or what's another one? People will be like, well, and like I feel like a lot of the buzzwords, like people just randomly like TikTok is the worst for giving people random mental illnesses.
Oh, I know.
Like they'll be like, I saw one thing the other day. No, not even killing. This isn't even a mental illness. This is like this is like they were talking about like how you know you're bi or whatever. And I was like, okay, not bipolar by the way, bisexual.
You're like they're just diagnosing people with random mental illnesses, like bisexuality.
No, that's why I said. That's why I said it.
Like, do I need to leave?
That's why I said no. First of all, anyways, no. So obviously it's a mental illness thing, but then also I stumble into the sexuality phase of TikTok,
right?
And then all of a sudden they're like, "Are you hungry like every hour?" And I was like, and I paused the video in that moment. I was like, "There's actually no way that they're about to tell people that they're bisexual because they eat foods."
Okay.
And then I was like, maybe they're just fucking around. Then like the next one was like, "Are you always tired?" And I was like, I don't think that's
depression more than anything else.
I was like, they were like, "Oh, are you always tired? You probably like to play both ways."
Yeah,
and I was like, I don't think that's how that works.
I don't think I'm on that side of TikTok, if I'm being honest.
Dude, my TikTok is just wild. I had like demonic shit on my TikTok.
You good?
Yeah, no, and I had to like stitch it, and I had to like involve everybody else.
Had to stitch it, and I had to involve everybody.
Well, because I didn't want to just be involved. I saw this. There was like a person in a tree that like it looked like there was like hair coming out of this tree and like it looked like a person. I'm not going to show it to you because I don't want to involve you. I already involved enough. The TikTok got like
Is it like one?
500,000
Is like
views.
a like you know? Oh my god!
Dead
You know what
body
I
tree.
got recently? That I'm sorry. I'm changing the subject. It's
No,
not
it's
really
okay. It's
changing
fine.
it.
Whatever
But
you want to do.
thank you.
No, your show. Your show. This is Kicking with Care right now.
Wait, that's great. Like I really like that idea. Pause. I received a chain text for the first time in fucking 8 years.
Don't tell me that you sent it out.
No.
Oh, okay. I was getting worried.
I thought about it, bro. I got spooked. I didn't even read it to the end. I just was like, I read like 3 sentences and then I deleted the chat and then I reopened the chat, like started a new one with the same person and just said, fuck you.
Dude.
And then
I think that's when my panic attacks began at like 6 years old when I got Snapchat. And people would be like, send this to 15 people or your mom's going to get hit by an airplane.
yeah, it's like, what the fuck?
And I
Like,
was
what are you talking? I don't.
No, not mom.
This one, though, this one said send to 30 people. This bitch sent
now
it to
that's-
30 people.
Who knows 30 people?
I can't even think of 30 people that I would
I don't
send
know
it
30
to.
people.
I just sent it back to the same person 30 times. Like, I don't know.
I used to loophole them.
Did you?
I used to loophole
I didn't know
them.
there was a loophole.
I don't think there was, but I tried it.
I wasn't taking any
Because otherwise I
risks.
wasn't sleeping, so I used to just send it like 30 times to one friend. And they're like, it's not real. I go, but can we really be for sure?
But I'm just being safe.
I'm
so
just being, listen,
taking precautions.
better safe than sorry. So anyways, as you were saying.
No, that was the whole thing. I
was
do
it.
want to go back to the whole TikTok diagnosing people because on the flip side of that,
The flip side.
people like, you know what? I actually genuinely do. I don't
flip it
enjoy this, but I agree with this. People misuse the names of mental illnesses as like they use it as like a phrase.
Well, that's so funny. I love when people are like, I love whenever somebody's like, oh my God, I have a test later today. I'm literally having a panic attack. And I'm like, you literally wouldn't be speaking.
Yeah, you're you're literally not.
Are the walls moving?
Yeah. So and then people will, if somebody misuses it, people jump on them and they're like, don't do that shit. Like that's
Right.
not, and I get so annoyed when people misuse mental illnesses. I fully support that. But here's the thing, you probably shouldn't correct somebody that genuinely has it.
No, right.
Do you know how many, I've said before, because I have obsessive compulsive, I struggle with OCD, diagnosed, been medicated for it. I've had it for many years. And I think I said it on like live or something or in a video and I was verbally attacked.
Yeah, they're probably like this quirky blonde bitch.
By
thinks she
people
is-
being like, oh my God, OCD is not a phrase you just throw around. Like, it doesn't just mean you're neat. It means like it's genuinely a mental illness. And I was like, I genuinely know. I've been on pills for it. Like, it ruins my life every
Yeah,
day.
you're like, I'm genuinely aware I'm living it.
Yeah. Like, people genuinely have OCD. I'm like, I'm people.
Yeah.
Like,
You're like,
it's
I'm
me.
the, what's the statistic? Give me the number. I'm one of them.
So I really hate that.
When I did that, when I explained too, when I like came back from my little extravaganza
Right.
this year, when I had
What extravaganza?
my
this
little
year?
panic attacks. I was in Alabama.
Oh, yeah,
that whole
another
thing.
phase.
Another phase.
Yeah,
That was
another
a fun
era.
thing. Anyways, when I came back and I made the podcast episode, I remember I started the episode and I was like, listen, I was like, this wasn't like. I was like, this was like legit. Like I had to go to the ER because I was having panic attacks for so long that I
No,
was
truly,
like,
they were bad.
I wasn't like, it got to a point where I was like, where, you know, like I was used to it at that point because I would get them in high school too. And like, I was used to them at that point. So I was like, I know I'm not dying. But then I was having them
I never know that during
I
a
was
panic
having them
attack.
for so long that like it got to a point where like all of a sudden my mind was like, it's been 4 hours. Maybe we are dying.
I've
And then
never
so-
during a panic attack have I not thought I was dying. You know what's it happens. It's the same sensation, same feelings every time, but every single time I'm like, this is it.
See, I've gotten to a point where I'm able to convince myself that I'm not dying, but that it's not going to
smart.
be a fun couple hours.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like I'm kind of just got the mentality now. I'm like, let's saddle in, let's really strap in. 'Cause
Right.
It's gonna be
And just ride the wave.
we're just gonna ride the wave. Well, it's more like a raging bull on acid, but it's
I
not
can't
maybe
ride the
less
wave.
of a wave.
I can't. My poor mother. The amount of times I've ran downstairs and be like, "Call an ambulance."
Dude.
30 seconds later, or like 30 minutes later, I'm like, "What was that about?" Like that shit was crazy. I'm
Dude,
fine
you know
now.
how silly I felt in the ER because I was having like panic attacks for so long,
Right.
obviously. And to be fair, like I'm not like the people. What the EMTs were actually very nice. The one dude was like, I used to get those all the time, and then he was like giving me advice, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. I'm like, I'm not really listening to you because I can't
I
feel
can't
my
hear
face.
or see anything,
But thank you. And then like, I remember when I got to the ER, I remember I was sitting there And the girl was like, I'm not even shitting you. I was like, I come in, like I told them like my whole thing in the EMT, like as much as I could get out. And she like walks in, not even kidding, this nurse walks in, she looks at it, she's like, so you've been having panic attacks for about 6 hours, it says here? I'm like shaking. I'm like, yeah. She's like, have you tried deep breathing? And I was,
oh no.
I was like, really?
No, I fucking haven't, actually. You take one deep breath and you're like, I'm good. I'm good.
Dude. And then she like, and like, I guess she was trying to help or whatever, but then she just proceeded. I was like, yeah, I've tried that.
I have breathed.
Do you have maybe Xanax? She was like, no, before we get to there, she goes, second thing I want to ask you, she goes, just like, we're just going to do a little walkthrough. She goes, what? Just point out things in the room. And I was like, do you think that I immediately called 911 and wasn't like, maybe let's breathe first.
She starts having you point out things in the room. You're like so fed up with her. You're like, bed, floor, bitch. Like, fucking bitch. Point straight to her.
Also, I told this on here before. You actually think this is hilarious, but I told this was a while ago, so some people might not have heard the episode. But I'll never forget this lady. She's like a nurse. I never met her in my life, and she was like, she noticed my tattoo on my arm, and she was just like
Which
trying to make conversation. What?
This one?
The one that was the only one I had at the time on my forearm, was the one on the inside of my forearm, and she was like, "Oh, what's that?" Just trying to make conversation. No, like I don't know if it was because I was in a panic state and like I didn't hear every word she said, or if this is what actually happened, but this is exactly how I remember it. She goes, "Oh my God, check this out." Pulls it up. She was like talking about some like, she didn't even bring up like what it represented or whatever. And she pulls up her sleeve that I didn't see before, massive dragon. And she goes, "This got me through a lot," and walks out of the room. And I was like,
Cool.
the panic attack started getting worse. Cause I was like, did
Maybe it symbolizes something.
And she
I'm
just
sure it does.
left. No, but she said, I was like, "Oh, does that like represent something?" She's like, "Yeah," leaves.
She grows wings.
Left. She just left. And I was like, what? I literally started freaking out more. Then the doctor comes. He's like, "I thought you were doing better." I go, "What? Give me more of whatever you just gave me."
He walks in and you're like, "The nurse just said," and he's like, There's no nurse in here. Fuck. I went to the ER like, a year ago. Exactly. Like last November. And I was profusely vomiting. I have like it's a whole thing. I have a pocket in my throat and it catches food.
That.
Yeah. And so
little kangaroo
if
pouch.
I don't like chew my food very, very well and swallow it, obviously it gets caught in that pocket and essentially gives me the feeling that I'm choking.
Wants to stick around.
Yeah. It makes, it's like simulates choking
right
for however long until I can get it out. Usually I can get it out myself by vomiting. This time I could not, so I had to have surgery. And I was like, ER nurses are a different breed. Like I love them to death.
They are.
They're so funny that they're so casual about like
very serious things.
They don't give a fuck. Like
they scared the shit out of me. They terrified
literally
me.
Like dry because there was no food left in my body. I had been throwing up for 4 hours, and so I was just dry heaving, and like shaking and moving so much. And this guy's putting it in my IV or trying to, and I was like, I'm gonna throw up again.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Don't care, I can do it while you do that." And just starts poking me, and I'm like, "Bro, you're crazy, and I like you."
He was like, "I could do it while you do that," and you're like, "That's amazing," but I don't want you to.
I asked him about it after. I was like, "You can put in an IV while I throw up," and he was like, "I put in an IV while someone's having a seizure. Like I can do much more." And
Damn.
I'm like, "You are amazing."
Dude, that's
and
actually what happened to me. Was then after that one nurse left, another one walked in and just like got straight to the point. She was like, she was like, "Let's see, panic attack." She was like, "How long?" I was like, "It's probably like 7 hours now." And she's like, "Okay, so like how much?"
Were you alone?
What?
Were you alone?
Yeah.
That's so sad.
But she was like, she goes, "So how much Xanax do you want?" I go, "Don't you do that?" And she was like, "I mean, at this point," she looked at me. She's like, "It's been 6 hours. How much do you weigh?" And I was like, and I gave her my weight, and she's like, "Okay." She just wrote a number down, and then the doctor walked in. Did not look like a regular Xanax, massive like circle, just looking thing. And I was like, "What's that?" He goes,
"It's a Tom."
"Take it." They just go, "Take it." I go, "Is this like a Xanax?"
What
he goes,
hospital were you at?
In the middle of nowhere in Alabama. I don't even remember the name of the hospital. But
this was like on your trip.
Yeah,
that's horrible.
I was in the middle of nowhere, and like literally, he goes, "Take it." I go, "Is it like a Xanax?" He goes, "Yeah." And like I was like at a point where I was like, I'll take anything they give me.
Right.
I'm trusting them.
They gave me medicine before my surgery, like to calm me down because I was freaking the fuck out. And then like probably 45 minutes later, and they were waiting because they had to call the like nighttime surgeon, whatever.
Right.
They give me a little bit more because I was freaking out again. And then they were like, we can give you a little bit more before your surgery. But at this point, before my surgery, I'm so high. Like, I'm not well, but I hung on to that promise of more.
Yeah.
And so the whole way to surgery, I'm high out of my mind being like, they said they would give me more drugs. And she's like, girl, like, you're fine. And then I woke up from surgery. They gave me the fucking first thing these people do. I have just woken up from anesthesia, and I'm also on like so much drugs. And they were like, good morning, like, oh, we got it out, like, you're fine now. Here's your phone. And so thank God I didn't post something, but my dumb ass is like texting everyone I know. It's 4 a.m, by the way.
Right.
Being like, hey, like, what's up? I'm sending pictures of myself. I sent a picture of myself to a cute boy. We were not like talking or anything, like, but like we kind of were, but like barely. We had called a few times.
Coda.
He said, cute boy where?
Yeah. Coda, come here. He's good. I'll lay down now.
Okay, so I sent a picture of myself to this cute boy. High out of my mind. You can imagine it's the worst photo.
Let me go relax him. Yeah, sorry about the barking, guys, but my neighbor, they're like older, and their grandchildren will come by. And so I don't know if he feels threatened by these little kids because they're like the same height, but he hates them. I thought he hated them, but then one time my dad picked one up, brought him over the fence because they wanted to see the dog, and he ran in the house. He was terrified of this little girl who was like maybe this high off the ground.
That's kind of sad.
And he sprinted away. He was horrified. Like he'll bark, he acts like he's mad.
He's a lover.
He's putting up a front, trying to act better than he is, and he starts barking through the fence like
all bark no bite, like me,
crazy. Then they put him over, and he's like, "Oh my fucking!"
I think we're both that way. You know that I think
you
about
and the dog.
No, me and you, girl.
Oh, all bark no bite.
Yeah,
I don't bite.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't bite at all. If somebody was like, "I don't like your face," I'd be like, "Well, neither do I, honestly."
Well, that's okay.
That's quite all right, actually.
Me and you on the same page.
Yeah, like if anybody, I've realized ever since that one almost getting stabbed incident at
We're
Fest.
like 13. Anthony has not let this
dude, because it was very serious, and I realized in that moment in my life, I was like, you know what? Probably not worth it to argue ever.
Can I just say that I was there, and my dumbass. I don't know what's wrong with me, but in my mind, I'm like, I think I'm invincible. I did this last weekend too, but this was justified. My friend was about to get into a fight for no fucking reason. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
Oh, but anyways, yeah, I just realized in that moment, I was like, it's
no
probably like if somebody came up to me, like, and like just like from being on the internet and stuff, like you get used to it.
Yeah.
Like people just being
You're like famous.
But people.
So from being famous, you just get used
relax.
to it.
No, but from people, people will just, you'll get comments every once in a while where people are like, "This sucks," and you suck. Yeah. And you should quit. And I'm like, I've thought about it honestly.
The weirdest shit is said. It's usually the thing that it doesn't even bother me. It's just the stupidest fucking thing is when you walk into like a bar if I was 21 or like a party or something. And
if you were 21.
Yeah, if I was 21, but I'm not yet. Haven't been to one. Can't wait to go. I'm so excited to go to a bar.
No, any party that we talk about though, they're all in a different state when we were of age.
A different state, bitch.
I meant country. My bad.
You go. Anytime you walk into like a public place and people just go, "Hey, yo, TikTok," and you go, "That's an app." Cool. I'm glad you know that. Like, it's the fucking weirdest thing in the world. I don't know what to say back ever. Instagram. I just start yelling apps.
Start screaming at them. Someone's
Snapchat.
Someone's like a little older. You're like, Facebook.
Hey, yo, MySpace.
Hey, Coda, how you doing, bud? How are you? Hey,
oh
big
my God,
fella.
I didn't finish the story from earlier.
What story?
I sent a photo to a cute boy when I was very high after a surgery, and it worked in my favor because now he is my boyfriend, and that's how we started. Fun fact. You know that?
No, I didn't know that.
That's how me and the boy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So if they didn't hook you up with some drugs.
It was high out of my mind, and I sent him a selfie. It's the worst picture of me that ever exists. I'll show you it after. I will never put it on the internet.
I feel like I might have Snapchatted you around that time, like earlier in the day, and like just asking because I saw your private story.
Did I send you Snapchats that night?
I think you may have sent me like maybe a couple videos just like explaining it.
No. Well, it was high?
Yeah, but it was just like pretty much incoherent. So I think I just skipped through them.
Babble.
I think I just skipped through them and like texted you the next day.
Dude, I was vlogging. Like I was having the time of my life. Once those drugs hit, I was
Step over the wire.
I didn't even need to be there. Sorry, he's so cute. He's so little. Coda, come here.
What to do with his legs. Coda, all right, he's just gonna sit there. I guess you're on the wire, bud. You're on the wire. You're okay. You know what? It's fine.
He's like, don't care.
It's fine. Anyways, as you were saying,
That was the whole story. I sent a photo of myself to a cute boy while I was extremely high on drugs after surgery, and
that's wonderful.
it worked in my favor.
A modern love story, if I may say so
He
myself.
found it admirable, I think.
Okay, he's an interesting character.
He yeah.
He's. You know what I noticed about him? I remember when I asked about my new haircut that one day, and he was with you.
Mm-hmm.
He is just too nice. Not the response I was looking for. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I was looking for hate.
Right.
And he was like, I think, and he has his little British accent, so it makes it sound
His little British accent?
No, but it makes it sound even more sincere.
Right.
Like I would believe anything out of his mouth.
You shouldn't.
Unfortunately I would.
Okay.
And so he was like, I remember I texted you and I was like, how terrible is this? And you didn't respond. He did. And he was like, I think it's absolutely fantastic.
I have no gauge of like boys' haircuts.
He was just like, I love it. I think it's amazing. And I remember just sitting there. I was like, what a dick being so nice to me. I was like, I was enraged about how nice he was being.
You can do it.
He unfortunately wants to come across.
You got it.
He just wants to say hello.
What do you have to say? Yeah, true. Go ahead.
So true. But Coda, relax.
He's not doing anything. He's just living his life.
I know, he might try and lick your face, though. That's the problem.
I'm wearing makeup. Don't you dare.
Hey. Come here,
Love you,
Code.
though.
Here. He'll go on the couch.
He just like was so okay with that. If you tried to pick up my dog, he would like not bite you, but he would have a fit. So you were talking about my boyfriend flirting with you.
Anyways, yeah. He I get it, and it's like, I'm not going to try and replicate his accent,
No,
but
please do.
he was like, all right. He was like, I think it's lovely. Or something like that. He was like, I think
I have the voice memo.
it's
Say
amazing or
I
whatever.
think, or
I don't
maybe
know.
you do.
He was, anyways, imagine a British accent, and he's just saying like the nicest things ever.
He's an angel.
And I was like, what a fucking dick.
No, he's a
I was getting
sweetheart.
so pissed listening to that voice message. And then I had to come back, obviously, with positivity. I was like, oh my God, thanks so much, whatever. And I was pissed.
You were
inside.
pissed that he was nice to you?
I was so angry. I wanted
You
him
would
to be
prefer
like,
he'd be like,
I wanted
"It
him
looks
to
fucking
agree with
horrible."
me and be like, that's the worst haircut I've ever seen. Shave it off.
No,
and I
he
would've been
liked
like,
it.
on God.
I think if he didn't like, no, to be honest, he's like super
Either way,
nice. He wouldn't
whether
have
he
said anything.
truly liked it or not is not the point. The fact of the matter is that I wanted negativity and I didn't get it.
Right.
So Thomas, if you're listening in future, maybe be a hater for once.
It's not in his.
I know.
It's
I
not in
was
his blood. He's a
pissed.
lover.
I was very mad about
Lover,
it.
not a fighter.
Yeah. Anyways, let's move on because I feel like we're all over the place.
What's the next current event?
It's a fun one actually. It's the other dictionaries. Oxford Dictionary's word of the year. This one, not a word, more of 2 words, but they called it the word of
Not
the
a
year.
word, more of
Just-
2. That's what
I
you
don't
just
think
said.
there's no way that you could even remotely guess this.
2 words.
2 words. One of them, I'll give you a hint, is mode.
Beast mode. Delete that. Cut it. I don't ever want to hear it
Honestly,
again.
it's in the same ballpark. Goblin mode.
Goblin mode.
is
Wait,
the-
why have I?
The number 1 word of the year.
I'm like so embarrassed that I just said beast mode.
Hold on really quick.
publicly.
Let me I'll run you through the little what it says the definition is because it's quite fun.
Okay.
It's quite fun. Let me just open it. Coda,
Don't
are you
jump.
all right? You good there? He's debating what he wants to do right now.
Just lay
Look at
down,
how long
man.
his hair is. He needs a fucking haircut.
Looks cute.
Anyways, so goblin mode is the word of the year. So essentially what it means is the slang term is defined as a type of behavior which is unapologetically self-indulgent, lazy, greedy, typically in a way that rejects social norms or expectations. So this podcast is on goblin mode if we're going to go by that
Okay.
standards.
I don't think I'll be using that phrase.
Maybe not the lazy, greedy. Self-indulgent, though? I mean, it is a podcast with my name in it.
I think all podcasts are probably self-indulgent.
Oh, I
do you
think
know what
everybody
you
should
have
have a
to
podcast.
think? And everybody does. I
No,
went to a
but everybody
stand-up.
needs one.
I went to a stand-up show with Jean Mulaney, and the first thing he said when he walked out on stage was like, "Oh my God, it's 2022! Congrats, everybody ever on your podcast."
Yeah, I did. It's
everybody
pretty exciting, honestly. How I actually, what's so funny is there's so many podcasts now that like I have to like whenever I tell somebody or whatever, or like people ask, because it used to be like if you would ask someone like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and you were like, "Oh, you do a podcast like all the time," like, "Oh, that's crazy!" Like people would consider it like a radio show.
Yeah.
Like you were like legit, and like people don't care that like this is this is literally owned by iHeartRadio.
Right.
Like they don't care. They're like, "Oh, that's That's fun.
Thank you,
That's cool.
iHeart.
And then they like bring up somebody else. They're like, whatchamacallit has a podcast. I'm like, what do they talk about? And they're like, oh, just
Their life.
yeah, they're like life. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. That's what I talk about on mine as well. And they're like, oh, you guys, they're like, have you seen theirs? I go, out of the billion? No, I haven't.
I get told to make a podcast all the time because literally so many people on TikTok follow me for my voice. Like they don't even give a fuck about what I'm saying. Like I get comments that are straight up like, I literally don't care what she's saying. I just like her voice. So that's why I follow her. Which like, fucking thanks, bro.
That's better
nice.
than just saying they follow you just because your looks. That's better though.
Those ones sting.
That is better though. That's a step up. I would say.
It is a step up.
That is a step up.
Still get those though.
I would
them
imagine.
in conjunction. I'm like, does anybody care about what's coming out? Like,
I would
thing
imagine.
On, or?
I remember when you used to do like a bunch of like serious videos,
Right?
and
When
I would honestly have a field day scrolling through the comments.
When I was popping off and I actually posted.
That was some fun scrolling through those comments. People would be like, I literally don't care. I didn't hear a word out of her mouth.
Do you know I used to get the comment all of the time? Like I watch this on mute. Cool. Thanks for that, guys. No, it's fine. They're like, I see blonde girl. I just put it on mute and I'm just listening. I like she's just pretty to look at. Thank you.
People are really.
That's so nice.
Really fun on the internet. They're really just great people.
It's so sweet.
Yeah. Your best self really shows on the internet.
It does.
In the internet comment section of a TikTok, that's really where my best self is.
I don't even look at comments anymore. It does a number on me, but I get told to make a podcast all the time because people like my voice, and I don't know that I want to add to the pod. Also, I feel like it's hard to have a successful podcast if everybody's got a podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
you started at a good time. I feel like.
Yeah.
Like when literally everybody was making one.
Yeah. I mean, I started obviously I had that podcast in high school. That was like.
Oh my God. I used to listen to every single episode.
That was rare. Caroline was a big time fan.
Big time fan.
One of the 12.
Like I was down to support my friend and I listened to every single episode of that show.
Yeah. People didn't know I was like down in that was like very unsuccessful podcast. And people thought that this was the only one initially, obviously. Because I did everything in my power to hide.
I'm lost. I'm lost
too.
Yeah.
TOO. It was very confusing.
No, I loved it.
No, the 2 though was very confusing because everybody was like, "Oh, is this the second podcast?" And I was like, "No, it's." And I
I'm
had to
lost
say
as
that
well.
every time. Yeah, I was like, "As well." If you don't, maybe read a book.
It was great though. It was fun.
It was a good time. It was a fun time.
I liked it. I listened to all the episodes.
I know you
I was
did.
so supportive.
You absolutely did, and that was amazing. Anyways. And I also just want to read. I thought something was funny in here. I found this hilarious. They go, it captured. This is just to throw in here. This is like a fucking NPR article that somebody wrote. Somebody got paid to do this. The title is the word of the year is Goblin Mode, and they wrote to describe this as if they were writing like as if they were summarizing some majorly important piece of information.
Like a thesis.
This is what they said. It captured the prevailing mood of individuals who rejected the idea of returning to normal life or rebelled against the increasingly unattainable aesthetic standards and unsustainable lifestyles exhibited on social media. They got that from Goblin Mode. They got some 12-year-old saying Goblin Mode, and they turned it into a small thesis. I just want to throw that out there.
Beautiful writing, though.
It really is to stretch
impressive.
that piece of garbage that far. Goblin Mode.
They took something so horrible and turned it into that.
Right, exactly. Goblin Mode. Anyways, I'll do one more current event just because.
Where's the unhinged ones? You had me scared.
Yeah, we're just gonna skip them.
Can I see them?
Well, one of them, I'll just tell you the title. 10-year-old Wisconsin boy was charged as an adult in a fatal shooting of his mother because she wouldn't buy him a VR headset on Amazon. You got any jokes? Okay, next one, and then the next one was some Kanye West stuff. I'll do that next week, guys. That'll be fun.
I fuck Kanye West. Continue.
Thanks. I thought you were going to say something else.
No, I fucking hate Kanye.
That is the vibe around here as well.
Good.
Yeah.
I would fucking hope so.
No, obviously. I was just,
You get real mad.
I was just
Fuck you
clarifying.
mean, fuck
I was just clarifying. But the one fun one that I just want to throw in was just last week, Putin fell down the stairs and shit himself.
Is that fact?
Fact.
I want to know who Putin has got on his team that leaked that information.
One of the people close to him, and I have a feeling that their funerals this week.
Preying on his downfall.
Yeah, I don't think they're praying. I think they're inciting violence.
That's just like so petty. Like that's like the pettiest information you could share about somebody, really.
Falling down the stairs and shitting himself?
Yeah.
I would imagine so. I mean,
Not funny, but
I've had
it is.
some turmoil in my life, but that's never happened.
You trying to tell me you shat yourself?
Oh, no, but fall down the stairs. Also, by the way, in the article, it said something. It didn't just say, because they were trying to, it's an NBC News article, so they were trying to sound professional.
How down?
Once again.
God. A news article about someone shitting themselves. The world is crazy.
Yeah, but it's Putin,
It's Putin.
shitting himself.
Yeah, I
so
get
it's
it. No,
like,
no,
you
I get
know.
it. That's just crazy.
Anyways, oh my God, I just clicked on the 10-year-old boy.
Did
one.
NBC use the word shit?
They said soil himself.
I wish you read it to me like that.
In Memento, though, this is what they said that actually made me laugh out loud. Here's the poop on the latest rumors. That was the beginning. NBC, actually, excuse me. It's a Forbes article. I was reading the wrong one.
Wow.
This person works at Forbes. Here's the poop on the latest. I'll read it like a news segment. Sorry, just so you get the full. Ready? Here's the poop on the latest rumors of Russian President Vladimir Putin's health. The hashtag Putin pooped himself began trending on Twitter after General SVR's Telegram channel asserted that Putin had fallen down 5 steps on a staircase, landing on his coccyx.
That's your butt.
Which is the medical term for tailbone. Apparently,
That's your butt.
the tailbone didn't end there. Apparently, the tailbone didn't end there, though. According to General SVR, this fall caused Putin to defecate involuntarily. They literally wrote this, defecate involuntarily, as opposed to defecate voluntarily down the stairs. So they wanted to let everybody know that he did not purposely fall down the stairs and begin to shit himself out of anger. He was so mad that he fell that he just started shitting everywhere.
He said, "I'm gonna show you who's boss body."
Yeah. He goes, you know how I'm at? They were like, "Are you okay, sir? Am I okay?" And he just let it fly.
You tell me.
So it was actually involuntarily, just in case you were wondering.
I've fallen down the stairs, so I'm the clumsiest person you'll ever meet. Like I walk into wall, like my parents all day long just hear me upstairs being like, "Ow!" because I've walked into something. Like my dad always makes fun of me because I walked into a wall once and he just heard like a series of like yells and then like my fucking depth perception is off, and I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
I run into
Never have
walls.
I had the urge to soil myself like Mr. Putin.
That's not going to be shared. Listen, falling down the stairs, I am no stranger to that.
How does your body even react that way? What is the chain of events that happens within your body that it's like?
I think you just slam your ass so hard that your body's like, I think.
How hard? I fractured the bottom of my tailbone freshman year.
Did you really?
Yeah, shit. It still fucks me up, like bad.
I don't remember that.
I fell out of I was getting into an Uber and you know what the doctor said too? Somebody caught me from behind.
Right.
But it was like I hit my tailbone and then I didn't go any further down because somebody caught me by my arms.
Oh, I see.
And the doctor said that if they hadn't caught me, I could have like literally paralyzed myself.
Spine.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Actually, from the force.
But I hit the bottom of my spine on a curb getting into an Uber, and
oh man,
didn't really feel it till the morning. But the next week at school was the swim unit, and I didn't have to do it.
Fantastic.
It was wonderful. I didn't have to
That's actually
swim.
amazing. Anyways, we are gonna move on from current events. Our last segment of the day. Today's episode is a little longer, by the way, as you could tell, just because. There's two of us, and it's a little bit easier to have a conversation when there's another person here. I normally tap out at about hour
Really?
hour 10. Well, just because, you know.
And this is 6, so
Yeah. We're actually cutting this down from 8 hours.
been here since sunrise.
Anyways, we're doing a Christmas segment, holiday segment, whatever you want to call it, just kind of in the general spirit. Obviously, we're next to the Christmas tree if you were watching on the tube. But obviously, if you're listening, you had no idea. We could have been in a van floating down somewhere in Mexico. I literally have no idea. We could be wherever the fuck you want us to be. Anyways, sorry about that. We're gonna start with top Christmas movies. Then we're gonna move into songs. Then we're gonna move into foods. I had you guys send in once again on Kickin' with Kaz. Do you, just before I get into what people sent, do you have? It doesn't have to be a top 5, top 3. Just or if you want to, however many you want. Preferably, stop at 5. Don't go on forever. But if you have any Christmas movies that you're like, I need to watch this every single year, or Caroline is a little bit of a Grinch herself, so I don't know if she has any, but go ahead.
I'm not a big Christmas girl. I do heavily associate Christmas with seasonal depression.
Right.
So when it comes to Christmas, I'm a little, what are they, like bah humbug? What does that even mean?
It means humbug.
What is does anybody know?
Yeah, it means like damn.
No, I know what the
Catholics
general
or
sentiment
something,
of
I
it.
don't
I
know.
just don't know what it like literally
I think it means like you
to.
like hate spreading joy.
Okay, some that.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with Christmas that much. I used to really like it as a child. Not anymore though, because
Right.
seasonal depression, man.
Once you found out the
But,
big man wasn't coming around anymore.
dude, how'd you find out Santa wasn't real? If any kids are listening, this is just one big joke.
There's not. It's marked as explicit on, so they can't find it. How did I find
I
out?
had internet access when I was 10.
I think I think I found out a little bit too early. Actually, I think it was like second grade
Oh man, I'm sorry.
because some kid came up to me and was like, "Santa's not real," and I go, "Bro, shut up!" And then they just hit me with like a piece of just basic fact. Like they hit me with common sense,
Right.
which is I was unaware of that prior to second grade, and they were
As
like,
most
right?
are.
Because also, I mean, as you can recall, I mean, you know this. I mean, you didn't know me at the time, but you know that I would just cry every day at school till like second grade.
Poor thing.
So, anyways, because of that,
For any reason? Or?
I didn't have any common sense. Yeah, I had like
separation anxiety type
Yeah,
vibes.
yeah,
Cool.
like severe.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew that.
Anyways, so I obviously didn't have a lot of common sense at that time. And then one day this kid just came up to me. He was like, Santa's not real. As I was crying in the corner. And I was like, you're crazy, man. And I was,
Get the fuck out of my face.
I was like, you're nuts, man. I was like, what are you? I was like, oh yeah, then who gives the presents? And
Bro's
all he
already
had to
having
do,
a bad day.
all he had to say, he just looked at me and he was like, you don't even have a chimney. And that was literally, and I know like this whole thing, like, oh, Santa comes to your front door if you don't have one. But he said that and I was like, I don't have a fucking chimney. And like all of a sudden I was like,
you
damn,
run
it's
up
totally
to your
not
teacher.
real.
I don't have a chimney.
No, and then I was like, and then I was like kind of like taken aback because I didn't want to believe it at first. And I was like, oh yeah, well then who buys the gifts? And he goes, your parents. And I was like,
You're on to something.
oh my God. And I was like, and then it all started clicking because I remember one year I was like being a little ass and I was like, I wrote like my Christmas list and then my Nana, who's my grandma, she was like, let me see it before you send it to Santa. And I was like,
My
nah.
Nana, who's my grandma.
Well, I was just clarifying.
Who wouldn't have gotten that?
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
What do you think of your viewers that like
I don't listen. I
you
just
say
like
my Nana and do you think like a couple people are gonna be like, his who? Who's he
Okay.
talking about?
Whatever.
His Nana must be his dad. Got it. Continue. Sorry.
Anyways, she was like, hey, let me see it. And I was like, no, I'm good. And she was like, and then I showed her the list, I remember. And I remember I asked for like something. I was like, only the elves will be able to build this. And I asked for like a fully functional spy watch.
Right.
And I was like, and my Nana was like, well, where's Santa going to buy this? I go, the elves make it, silly. I go,
Stupid
and
bitch.
she was like, well, they can't make anything that's not in stores. And I was like,
Why would they not?
and I was like,
be able to-
Nana, they're magical elves. He is flying reindeer. I think they know how to make a spy watch.
You
Like,
did
I was
not
like,
get a spy watch that year?
I did not
Right.
get a spy watch that year, and then that kind of solidified it for me.
So
And I was
how old
kinda
were you?
like,
You were like 9 when you found out?
Well, second grade. What's that?
I told you I have no idea how old you are when you're a child.
Well, kindergarten's like, yeah, I mean, maybe 9, 8,
Okay.
8, 9.
I
There was
like,
actually a funny story. My Nana didn't know that my sister, like, it was like she was approaching
no.
7th grade. No. And Nikki fully knew. Like, she was fully aware Santa was real, right?
Oh.
7th grade. My Nana, because Nikki would buck around because she thought it was funny and would be like, I wonder what I'm getting for Santa this year. And my Nana didn't realize that she was being sarcastic. And she pulled me aside one day and was like, listen, don't say anything to your mom, but I think we need to maybe send Nikki somewhere. I'm a little, like, she thought Nikki had a learning disability and was like genuinely concerned. Like, she wasn't like making fun of her or nothing. Like, she wasn't being mean. She was like genuinely concerned. She was like,
she's like 13.
she was like, I think we need to maybe like send her somewhere. Like, I'm a little worried about her. And I was like, I was like, what? And she was like, she just the other day was like making her list for Santa. And I was like, she's kidding. And she was like, oh.
She's like, oh
well,
my
then
God, thank
never mind.
God.
Yeah. She was like, oh, then never mind. And she just walked away.
When did I find out? So it was like last year. No, I'm kidding. I found out in, I think, 4th grade or something. My sister told me.
Right.
My older sister,
bitch.
she got to stay up and wrap the presents with my parents when she found out about Santa. And so we were all going to bed like Christmas Eve, and
She's like hit you with
my
it one
sister
day
wasn't going up.
on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, well, yeah. They wrapped him on Christmas Eve.
But that's when you found out on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
I know.
Shouldn't even last you. I mean, I would. It would have been a little funnier for you to have the joy.
I kind of
like,
brought it upon myself. My sister wasn't going up to bed, and we shared a room at the time. And I was like, "How come this bitch gets to stay up? She's gonna see Santa,
right?"
And I've been trying to see this
Did your
fucking
parents-
fat man my whole life.
Did they try and write differently than they normally write?
Yeah.
See,
Well, it was my dad's handwriting, but like prettier.
See, my dad just wrote exactly how he wrote.
It says
And I
dad,
would,
and he
like- I
crosses
would,
out
like-
dad inside the Santa.
I would like grab a package that said from mom and dad, and then grab a package that said from Santa.
Oh no! Mine said it was the same handwriting from Santa. From my parents.
Oh yeah, like I would like look at it, and it was like I think they could have just took a stamp and done the
Well, I
exact
thought
same
Santa was just marking all of them for us. I don't.
Oh,
there wasn't
see,
much
that's
logical
okay.
thinking.
You were really into not like you were really wanted to believe.
I wanted
You're
to
like, maybe
believe.
Santa comes in, he puts the tags on the presents for my parents too. Maybe
Yeah, he's courteous and he
Yeah.
wraps all of them. But my sister got to stay up, and I was like, "How come she gets to stay downstairs, but I have to go up to bed?
Right,
She's gonna meet Santa,
right.
and I'm trying to get in on that meet and greet too."
Obviously.
So I think she just looked at me and was like, Santa's not fucking real. And I
Right.
was like, you need to shut the fuck up right now. Like, wait, mom and dad are going to hear you. And
You're
you're
like, "Say
not
cap.
getting, I'm like,
Say your line."
I'm like, girl, you're not getting any presents this year. Like, you need to be quiet before you doubt this man. And then my dad, I think, pulled me aside and was like, don't ruin it for Maggie. And I was like, does mom know? Like, who knows about this shit? Like who knows? I'm like, who knows that Santa's not real? I feel like I'm in on a national secret.
my
Does the
God.
fucking government know? Like, Dad, is it you for everybody in the world?
Does mom know?
Like, Dad, are you tired? Like, do you go everywhere in the world in one night? Did you use the Santa tracker?
Yeah, I did, and I remember I would used to look at it, and I would like. I remember there was like that's when I started to also question a little too. Also, that around that time in second grade, and I was like, and like it always. I realized the Santa tracker worked. Like the algorithm of it obviously worked along the fact of like it would anytime you open the app, he would always be like 2 hours from your house.
Yeah.
And so I was like, he's been in Ontario for a while.
For
like
me,
I would
it was
like
more
open it.
like how that man get from Russia to Australia in 4 minutes.
Oh, see, that was easy to me. I was like, obviously his magical elves like that. I didn't even and like magical reindeer that wasn't even clicking. I was like,
there was like
obviously-
multiple times in which I thought I heard Santa too.
Oh, me as well.
Like, but it was
My
like
cousin, my one
parents.
cousin, literally spent an entire Christmas Eve one time gaslighting the shit out of me. He was like, I have video recordings. He was like, I would show it to you, but the government, like, he would like, I'm not even kidding you. It was almost like he wrote an entire lie and spent an hour just literally lying to my face.
Did he know Santa wasn't real?
Oh,
At this
yeah.
point?
He was 4 years older than me at the time.
Oh, he was just fucking with you?
He was like fully, like, he spent his entire Christmas Eve only talking to me and was like, I have him on videotapes. Like, he goes, he had a whole story. He was like, I hid under the kitchen table and he started making all these things up. He's like, I hid under the kitchen table. I put a larger tablecloth over the top of the table so that nobody could see underneath it. He goes, I saw two boots pull a chair out. I'm like sitting there. I'm entranced. He's like, I went outside. He's like, I like went outside. He goes, I saw reindeer hooves on my front lawn. And I was like, they just landed on the, I go, don't they land on the roof? He goes, well, a
One
lot
fell.
of people, and that was when I thought I had him. But then he, on the spot, he was like, some people think Santa lands on the roof, but a lot of times he comes through the front door. I go, that's crazy. I didn't even know that.
You're like, that's more efficient anyway. Why would he land
Yeah,
on the
right.
roof every
Exactly.
time?
I was like, and then at that point, I was like, that makes so much sense because I don't have a chimney. Why would he come through the chimney if I don't have one?
This, like the beginning of the story, I thought that he didn't know. You know how kids just like lie about shit sometimes?
Oh, kids love to lie.
My dad's like best friend, one of his best friends has kids too. And we would stay at this lake house together. And this girl who I'd only met like twice before we were sharing a room told me that she was a spy. I had no reason not
Like a
to
spy
believe her.
kid.
Like a spy,
You
yeah.
have no reason not to believe her.
She-
Why would she lie about that
She
information?
told me she was a spy.
Yeah.
And I
No
yeah.
reason to lie.
I was like, she's
Right.
okay, you're a spy, cool. And so she
Yeah.
was just like telling me about her spy life and like how she like works for the government and she's a spy and like these people aren't her real parents, like she's like fully a spy kid. And I was like, oh my God, this
Right.
is so crazy, like that's so cool. And then I told my brother, and my brother had a crush on her and also is only 13 months older than me, but somehow was significantly smarter than me. I was like, she's not a fucking spy. And he walked into the room and was like, you're not a spy. And she was like, yes, I am. And he was like, no, you're not. And she's like, I'll prove it. And he said, how? And then she punched him in the stomach. Full force. full force, knocks the fucking wind out of him. Like, I'm not even kidding. I think this kid started crying. I don't remember. I don't want to embarrass him on the internet, but he did, I think, cry. And for some reason, like, that was further proof to me.
That's what's so funny about that is that that's probably like the farthest thing from proof possible. That's like somebody being like, I'm the Sandman, and they're like, oh yeah, prove it, and they just knock you out. And then you wake up and you're like, oh, what happened? And you're like, see?
But to me, that was like, Patrick, do you see now? Like, she's a spy, bro. Like, why would she punch you if she wasn't? And he was like, she literally just like, first of all, broke my rib. Second of all, why does that prove anything? And I was like, because she's a spy.
Like, obviously, because you knew too much and were asking too many questions, so you needed to silence.
I know. He kept
you.
being like, how does that prove anything? And I was like, keep up. Like,
you're like, do you want her to kick you?
do I have
You're
to do
on
everything?
the ground. He's like, how does that prove anything? He's like, on the ground. You're like, keep running your mouth.
I know. I'm like, Patrick, believe her, please. Just say you believe her.
Say you believe her.
Oh, Christmas movie. Home Alone.
That's your favorite?
After that fucking whole rant.
There was a whole rant.
I like Home Alone. Yeah, it's a good movie.
Home Alone 3 is the worst movie to ever be created.
Number 1, best.
Number 1 and 2 are good movies.
Number 1.
Well, number 1, he was at home in Chicago, and then number 2, he was alone in New York.
Alone in New York
And he
isn't
met
my
that
favorite.
fun homeless lady with the birds.
Alone in New York is not my favorite. Donald
saying-
Trump is in that fucking movie.
First of all, okay.
I know. I'm not saying that's why it's a bad movie. I'm just saying, how has that man lived so many lives?
Well, no, it was because they filmed inside, I believe, of something like a tower. Like, I think it was somewhere he owned. Not Trump Tower, but it was somewhere he owned.
So he asked for like an arc?
No, and he was like, you could film here. As long
But
as
give me a little spotlight.
Yeah, no, not even fucking around. That's exactly what he did.
He said, you can film here, but I want my moment.
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck? That's crazy.
So anyways, that's what happened. But then the third Home Alone, they made a new one?
With
Like 2 years ago? With a brand new, no, not with Macaulay Culkin.
He's back.
Not with Macaulay Culkin. But not him, but there was like a new movie. I talked about this last year because I was enraged. I think they made the movie last year. The kid. Now listen.
I get told all the time that I sound like him, which is the most insulting thing in the world. It's literally a prepubescent boy, and people are like, you sound just like the kid from Home Alone. And I'm like, I am a girl. I'm also 20, but I guess I can hear it.
Whatever. But the new movie, British Family.
Home Alone in England.
But my problem with it is that, listen, if you're going to be diverse, fantastic. I don't think British was the way to go.
No.
British is not diverse. British is honestly going in the opposite direction that we need to. No offense to the British.
I have a British boyfriend. I'm not going to say anything.
Oh, right, of course.
I love the Brits.
Love him, love him, love him. Absolutely love him.
He's British and Australian, so.
Oh, he's a little bit of a mix of both.
Yeah, he grew
That's how
up
that
in
works.
Australia.
Grew up in Australia?
Yeah.
Okay.
But born in
From
London.
down under.
Yeah. Well, he loves to do that. Yeah, he loves it. It's great.
That was just for
Go
him.
ahead and say no.
What?
I like how people do
Oh,
that.
nar or whatever.
Yeah.
Nar.
Do you
Is that, does he say that? Or does he have more of a
Nor.
no?
Like
Like
with
a
an
little
R.
British.
No, it's
No.
his no is Australian.
Oh,
for
it's a
sure.
little nar.
Yeah. That's the only word that I can hear that I'm like, oh, you're Australian.
Yeah, you like
Except
all of a
for
sudden you
when-
get
what's
brought back in
crazy?
reality.
When he's mad, it's fully Australian.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like it was a really bittersweet
How does he feel about
moment.
Outback Steakhouse?
What?
How does he feel about Outback Steakhouse?
It's a restaurant. He
I
doesn't.
know. Does he feel disrespected?
No.
He's like, this is my culture.
I don't think so.
Okay. I'm
don't
just
think-
curious. I'm curious how they.
I don't think so. But the first time
I don't think he's
he
mad
was
at a
angry,
steakhouse, probably
it
not.
was a bittersweet moment because I was like, oh my god, my boyfriend's mad at me, but also like, this is the first time I'm recognizing that you're Australian. I'm like, that's just so funny.
I thought you were about to say something else. I thought you were about to say like you like the Australian accent. You were like, he's mad, but like,
I don't think I have a
Kinda like it.
preference. I like the British accent. It's pretty.
okay.
It
Yeah.
makes everything sound sweet, like you said.
It does.
Yeah.
It's honestly, it's quite. It's tricks you.
Yeah,
It
it
tricks ya.
does. It does.
Like he was like, I was like, what do you think of my haircut? He's like, I think it's lovely, and I'm like, damn it. I was so.
I want you to say, but I kind of want to kiss you right now.
Yeah, I know. I was like,
Yeah.
damn. I was like, damn. I was like, I kind of want to. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Home Alone, British.
Anyway, so that's your number one Christmas movie.
Like, what other Christmas movies? Like, yeah, probably. I mean,
Okay, I
there's
have
movies
lists
though.
right here. I was just waiting.
What's the like gauge of it? Because there's movies set at Christmas time, but I wouldn't call them Christmas
No,
movies.
that's cap. Because some people, I was going to say that somebody sent me, they go Die Hard, and I almost wrote back a very mean and aggressive threat.
Not a Christmas movie.
But I didn't.
Is
I
it?
almost
Is
did.
Die Hard even set
Somebody-
at Christmas time?
Hold on, let me just get this out. Somebody said Iron Man 3.
Girl, what?
Are they just making? It's like they're gaslighting me.
They even have Christmas in Iron Man. Like,
Apparently, in Iron Man 3, it's like technically set in the holiday
is
season.
Iron Man Marvel?
Yeah,
Do you like Marvel
I was a
movies?
fan. Yeah, not really anymore because they're kind of like now.
Or are you
they're
like
just,
a Marvel person?
Not like aggressively. I would just like watch them because I enjoyed them.
Okay.
I was like, oh my god, there's a new Marvel. Let me stop everything in my life. But I was like, oh, I enjoy these Marvel movies. They're fun.
You're not like hopping on Reddit after a Marvel movie.
No,
to,
I
like,
wasn't. No,
rip
I
apart
wasn't on the
plot.
depths of Reddit saying like Iron Man is a clone or something. Like I wasn't doing those things.
I don't think I've seen a Marvel movie, and I want to like them, but I don't think I have the attention span to sit there and like really like. And also, it just go. It's
there
like,
is a lot.
There's
a lot.
so much to sift through, and I'm not gonna start sifting
There is.
now.
It is that at this point, it's honestly gotten far too much. Like you need to, if you haven't seen, like now they're putting series on Disney Plus. So like if you, there's like you need
Oh
to,
yeah.
you need to watch like 18 episodes of some superhero you never met just to understand why Spider-Man went to Rome. Like you have like literally like you have to watch 18 episodes of something you don't even care
I
about.
think the last movie I watched was a Spider-Man movie, like the last
With him and
Marvel
Zendaya?
movie. What?
Or the old Spider-Man.
It wasn't like Tom Holland. It was
Oh.
like maybe Andrew
Gotcha.
Garfield. Maybe before that though. I don't know.
Oh yeah, the original Amazing
Is Andrew
Spider-Man.
Garfield the first one?
No, second.
Who was the first one?
I don't remember his name right now. It's
It's something. Oh wait.
just
It's-
another regular looking white dude. They all kind of look the same.
But I know his name.
I don't know. Hold on, I gotta pee really quick,
Okay.
and then we're gonna finish with the Christmas segment. All right. Anyways, guys, sorry, I just had to take I had to take a quick wee, as Thomas would say.
No, he
Sorry,
doesn't
maybe
say
not. He doesn't
wee.
say it. A quick wee on the Barbie.
On the
Does he mix them?
On the Barbie. No, the most like
A quick wee in the Barbie.
the most like
I'm a Barbie girl. Sorry,
I think British thing he says is like
it's Chippy, isn't it? Does he like
bloody.
bloody hell?
Yeah,
Like something
sure.
like that.
Yeah.
Probably not as aggressive as that.
It's like very rarely that he uses
Bloody.
like phrases in which you'd be like, "Oh, British." But
It's bloody lovely.
when he does it, I'm like,
It's bloody. Sorry.
"You
Anyways,
good?
I'm
Want me to
fantastic.
call him? Have him say it?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
We don't need to call him.
This whole episode has been about Thomas.
No, there's only like a slight segment. We only did like 20 minutes on him. Oh, and look at that, the tree.
It's him.
I'm gonna have to fix that in post.
The ghost of Christmas. I love that's my new phrase. I say that all the time.
What?
Fix it in post.
I know, but I literally have to fix it in post. 'Cause
I know,
it's
but
probably
I just think
distorted
it's
our
so funny to
faces.
say like, "Oh, I'm gonna fix it in post." But even though it's like,
But I legit have to fix it in post.
yeah.
I do that a lot when I'm streaming live on Twitch. I'll be like, I'll fix that in post. But there's no post.
Oh my god, can we go live?
We could if you want after this.
Okay.
We could go live on Twitch
Okay.
if you would like.
Sorry, this is so fucking tempting.
I don't
I
slam
just like
the
the
mic.
whole episode. You don't understand. I've wanted to be like, that really hurts. Okay.
Damn it! Every time you say something and I don't laugh,
Stupid.
you start smacking the fucking mic on your forehead. Anyway,
No.
sorry. So you guys sent in some of your favorite movies. Listen, this is what I want to say first before I say mine. Do you like that one, The Christmas Story, where the kid's like, "You're gonna shoot your eye out"? Do you know that movie?
What's it called?
Like I'm pretty sure it's called The Christmas Story.
Oh, I'm familiar with it, but I haven't seen it since I was probably like 6.
Oh shit! Hold on, wait. A Christmas Story. Anyways, all I want to say on it is 1893. Oh, 1983. Sorry.
It's like when people say that Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1942.
Anyways, A Christmas Story. Just a super hot take because this is a lot of people's favorite Christmas movie. That kid is the most irritating character in all of Christmas movies ever. Anytime, because the entire movie he's bitching the entire time. I don't know if you remember it all, but he's bitching the entire movie, and he's like, his mom is in his fucking ear all day. She's yapping every time he comes in, leaves the house.
What is the plot to the movie?
The plot of the movie, I think, is that his mom like doesn't want him to buy a BB gun, and then there's like for some reason there's like they get a lamp in their house that has like a naked lady's leg on it. And honestly, the plot is literally makes zero sense to me. I mean, I could be saying it wrong because I haven't seen the movie in forever because it's fucking horrendous. Right. But I remember the first time I ever saw it was I was probably in like 5th grade, and my teacher was like, "We're gonna have a movie day before break or whatever."
Interesting movie to show children.
I know, and the entire time, all I remember hearing is his mom being like, "You're gonna shoot your eye out. You're gonna shoot your eye out." And I was like, I wish he fucking would. I was getting so mad at this kid just yapping and running his mouth. Then he would like get mad at his mom. He's like, "Why can't I have a BB gun?" And then he would like go and prove in the next scene why he's an irresponsible piece of shit. And I was like, that's
Does
what
he
you
at
can have a
some
BB gun.
point, in fact, shoot his eye out?
He almost shoots someone eye out. Yeah, almost. I think he like just misses or something, and his mom's like, "See, I told ya." And I was like, "This movie is
And that's
terrible,
how the movie ends.
horrendous." Obviously, it's not how the movie ends, but it was terrible, horrendous. Should have 0 stars, and it should be banned from all stores, TV
Kind of a
shows, and
household
streaming
name,
platforms.
though.
It's disgusting. I
Okay.
hate it.
All right.
Terrible movie. I hate that child, and if I saw him in real life, I'd hit him.
Okay.
He has a punchable face.
Okay.
I'm very passionate about this movie.
I can tell. So not your favorite
Dare I say it, my least favorite.
of all movies or Christmas movies?
I would dare I say all movies, not even gonna lie.
Okay.
I like Sharknado better than I like that movie.
I've never seen Sharknado,
I mean,
and I won't.
the plot is literally what I just told you.
Sharknado?
That's it. That's the plot.
Oh, there's a Sharknado. It happened.
And
Okay.
people, and guess what? The final scene, because you said you're never gonna watch it, quite exciting. This shark comes flying out of the sky, swallows actor whole, right? Swallows a person whole, and they're like, "Oh my God, Steve!" Magically, Steve inside of this great white
Jonah
pulls
and the
a
whale.
chainsaw out of his ass, saws through the shark, splits it open like he's splitting the Red Sea, and climbs out of there and like, "Steve, you did it!" And the movie ends.
I saw a TikTok once. I don't know why this is reminding me of it, and it was like, you know how people give you like how to stay safe. I love these TikToks, like information on how to stay safe and how to keep yourself safe in like certain situations.
And they're like, "Carry a Glock."
Yeah, no, kind of. But it's like, you know, like tips for girls that like get into situations with men, or like really good advice. And I saw one that was what to do if you get swallowed whole by a whale.
There's actually no way.
Which, like, first of all, I think the last thing I'm doing is being like, what is that? I have it's favorited. What does the TikTok say? But also, if I get swallowed whole by a whale, I'm giving up, you know? Like, I don't care if I make it. If I'm alive in that whale, I'm going to die in that
There was a man
whale.
recently who got swallowed by a whale and lived.
Yeah, but it's not going to be me.
But that's cap, though. There's no way that's real.
I'm literally giving up. Like, I don't care. Even if the whale opens its mouth for me to come back out, I got swallowed by a whale.
You're like, I've given up already 5 years
I'm
ago.
not living with that trauma.
Yeah. You're like,
That's crazy.
I gave up 5 years ago. I might as well just stay here.
Yeah. But I made a nice home for myself with this wheel. But one of
It's like
them
a little
was like,
studio apartment.
the advice was just like, get your bearings, you know, find something sturdy to hang on to. Bitch, what, a tooth?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck do you want me to, like, then it's like, try and like locate water. It's outside the whale.
Yeah.
First of all. Second of all, where am I going to find my local Costco and my whale?
Right.
Like, I don't.
I like how they're imagining like you're just gonna get swallowed by this whale, and you'd be like, "Okay, stay calm. I saw a TikTok. Let's just
Me
let's
and
just think
friends get
about-
swallowed by a whale, and I'm like, guys, I'm prepared for
Yeah.
this. Like, it's
they're like
gonna be fine.
screaming. You're like, guys. First of all, grab something you could see that's sturdy.
Grab a tooth. Everybody grab the canine.
Yeah.
Like and then the advice was like,
Tickle the whale.
hopefully you're wearing like protective gear. Bitch, how did I know I was gonna get swallowed by a whale?
Yeah. What were you doing today?
Never when I go into the ocean am I like, oh, I should put on my wetsuit just in case I get swallowed by a whale.
Right.
You guys never know. We might get swallowed by whales.
Well, just to be, I mean, you should always be prepared for anything.
Are you scared of the ocean?
Used to be, but not anymore.
I'm not at all, and I feel like I should be.
You should be for sure. It terrifies me when like it's the water's so clear that like you
Right.
could see really far down, and you're like, oh my God, I could see the bottom. That's so fun. But then it's not so fun when the bottom's black. Like it's just dark.
It doesn't
and you're
scare
like,
me.
oh, that's terrifying. Doesn't terrify you to like just kick your legs in the water, and you're like, what if Mr. White wants to come and say hello? He wants to tickle a piggy.
People, every time I'm
wants
in
to
the
take one
ocean, I
piggy
was
to
in
the
the
market.
ocean not recently, but a couple years ago with somebody that is scared of the ocean, and they were like, there could literally be sharks under us. And I'm like, no.
No, there literally
there
are,
are.
though.
Yeah.
sure.
Like, it's not could. Like, there's 110% multiple sharks, probably not that deep below us.
Probably
if I'm being
Ariel.
honest. Yeah. Like,
She's probably swimming along.
yeah. And it doesn't freak me out because, like, first of all, I'm in their home.
Right.
It's not my
So
home.
you're trespassing.
Yeah, I'm trespassing. I'm asking for it.
That's
really.
what I always thought was so crazy about Jaws. Like people were like shooting the shark with a shotgun, and I was like, "You're in their
You know
house."
how sharks will like kill
imagine if a shark
somebody?
knocked on your door and was like, "Hey, can I put hooks in here
Yeah.
and try and catch your children?" You'd probably be a little upset.
Sharks like a sea animal will hurt a human, and then people go looking for that animal, right? Because now he's
Right.
guy. Kill
Exactly,
the
because the
human.
animal's a threat,
Yeah,
not
he's
because
gotta-
Dave thought it would be funny to swim
You're
around the pike
in
or
their
something.
home.
Exactly.
If you know what, you fucking that's your own fault. Why? First of all, why are you out that deep?
I say it all the time. Anytime somebody's like, "Man, killed by lion," what are you doing?
Why
What are
were
you
you
doing
near
out
a
there?
lion?
Why were you near a lion?
It's the same thing if like
It's
a
your own fault.
lion kills somebody like on a safari. It's like, well, you made that into like a tourist attraction.
Yeah,
Leave the lion alone.
yeah, I know.
Or like
It's like they literally tell you to not get out of the.
getting angry.
They literally tell you to not get out of the whatever the Jeep thingy.
It's why I don't fuck with zoos.
But they tell you to not get out of it, and then people will be like,
I want a photo with the lion.
Yeah, and they're like, I got out of it to take a better photo. I don't give a fuck.
Your ass.
That's on you. So you want to be a
Get in the truck.
freelance photographer. That's your fault.
No, I don't.
It's your fault for going to art school.
When that gorilla killed the kid in the zoo, Harambe, was that his name?
He didn't kill the kid.
What did he do?
The kid survived. They killed Harambe.
Why'd they kill Harambe?
Because silly little fucker wanted to get a closer look at the big monkey.
Kill the kid.
That's what I'm saying.
Kill the kid.
That's
I'm not
what
even
I'm saying.
kidding. If
Also-
you're the kid that's out there responsible for Harambe's death, I want you to know
Literally changed the course of the internet.
I don't
the world.
like you.
I don't like the kid either. That kid's probably
At
older
all.
now. He's probably like, I think he was like 11 at
He's
the time.
got a mean college essay though.
Hell of a college essay.
Hell of a college essay.
The time I learned you shouldn't taunt a gorilla.
His name is just like the title of the essay. It's just like Harambe's killer semicolon me. That's the whole
That's
fucking
a
thing.
hell of a graphic novel right
Yeah,
there. That would be a
man.
very good autobiography.
But I wouldn't even
I'd
like.
read it.
I wouldn't fess up to that.
Oh, I would never speak of that again in my life.
I don't get why. Like, what did the monkey? Did he bite him? Like, what was the point?
No, I think he just like
Throw him
kind of
around a
like
little bit.
no, I think he wasn't even doing that. I think he was just like holding the kid.
Oh, that's kind of fucking. He was
Yeah.
babysitting. If
and
anything,
they were like, get the Glock.
toss around by a check.
That's what I'm saying, dude. He
Did
was
they
ca-
kill him while the kid was in the?
I think they sedated him, and then everybody was like, kill it, you know?
First of all, you
Kid's
took
fault.
somebody out of their home, the wild,
Right.
put them in a fucking place where you can make money off of them.
Speak it.
Then some snot-nosed little bitch
Right.
runs in because he wants to hug a monkey,
Preach.
and then preach. Period.
Period.
And then
Slay.
you kill him
Queen.
for what? For what? I'm actually so just literally this happened like what 2016 or something.
I think you just nailed
I'm like
it on
finding
the head.
out about that event now. I'm like getting mad
Yeah.
about it now. Everybody was like, "Girl, we were mad about this years ago."
I like bringing it up. I'm like, you know, the gorilla died, and you're like, what gorilla died? You're like, you struck it really emotional.
You tell me the story of Harambe right now, and I'm like, they killed him? No, but for real, that is fucked up. I love animals. And
Right,
I'm
of
really,
course,
really
we
upset about that.
big animal lovers. Anyways, let's get through this.
So
segment.
Christmas.
My favorite holiday movies are Four Christmases. You ever seen it?
What's it called?
Four Christmases.
Bored Christmases?
Four Christmases.
You said
Four. 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 The number. The numeric. The
is it real? But is
number.
that Bored Christmases? You know that? That's what you said.
I'm sorry. Okay.
No, I've never seen it.
You've never seen it? Vince Vaughn, Reese Witherspoon.
Dude,
Vince Vaughn,
this whole,
Reese Witherspoon.
the last 10 minutes, I've been thinking of the name Vince Vaughn for no reason.
That's weird.
I swear to God on my
You
life.
just been thinking about Vince?
Yeah.
Think about Vinny Vaughn?
Yeah.
Favorite. Love the guy.
I've been thinking
Would
about
give him a
Vince
kiss if
Vaughn.
I
I have
could.
no idea why I've been thinking about Vince Vaughn.
Love him. Love Vince Vaughn.
And then you said, I knew you would bring up Vince Vaughn. Anthony
I-
likes Vince Vaughn
I find any way to bring
because
up Vince
Anthony
Vaughn
gets compared to Vince Vaughn.
that I can. Honestly, I liked him though before that started happening.
And that's
I was
Anthony's
quite
a
surprised.
narcissist.
That's not true. I just enjoy my own company.
Okay.
But
I'm like, I love Hannah G from The Bachelor so much. Let's talk about Hannah G for a second.
but anyways, yeah. So not number one. This is just in my top fives. Fred Claus. You seen that?
Fred Claus. Oh, is that the guy who?
Vince
the-
Vaughn once again. He
the
pretends
brother of
he's
Santa Claus or some
Santa's
shit?
brother's. Yeah, Santa's brother.
Yeah. Good
Fantastic.
movie. I like that
Phenomenal
movie. I don't know
Phenomenal
that
movie.
said that like
Fred
that.
Claus. Don't know how they swung PG on that.
What happened?
It's just like, I don't know. It's kind of like, you know, there's like, not like, it's not in the movie, but there's some sexual hints in the movie
Some fucking.
with him and his girlfriend. No, they're not fucking. They're just hinting at the fucking.
There's like sexual innuendos.
Yes. That's what I was
Okay.
trying to say. I couldn't think of the word. I was
What?
going to say.
How do you hint at?
I was going to say
fucking in
incel,
a
and I was like,
Christmas
that's
movie?
not right. What?
How do you hint at fucking in a Christmas movie?
Fucking watch the movie.
I've seen it. I just don't. I don't recall.
I think
Maybe
I think it was just like, I mean, maybe this was just me, but I felt like there was a moment in the movie where I was like, that scene, he was giving a little bit of fuck me eyes.
Oh, Vince was.
He was.
Okay.
I had a feeling.
Why do you know Vince Vaughn's fuck me eyes? Why don't I know Vince Vaughn's fuck me?
Why don't you? Is my next question. Anyways, so Fred Claus, Four Christmases, fantastic movie. Love those two. Love Vinny Vaughn. He's my favorite. Elf, obviously in my top 5. Do you like Elf?
Sure. I do. It's a good movie. It's just like, oh my God. Like, I feel like if you ask anybody, you go on the street right now, what's your favorite Christmas movie? Elf.
Okay, sorry, it's a good movie.
I quite literally would put my
Polar
life on
Express,
the
what are your
line for
thoughts
Will
on it?
Ferrell. I hate it.
It's right?
Snooze.
Scares the fuck out of you, doesn't it?
Nope. Just tiring.
Oh, it scares the shit out of me.
Why does it scare you?
Because they go in that little back of the train with the little puppets.
I don't remember that scene.
watch it.
I think my parents skipped past it.
I'm sure they did.
I don't remember it.
Fucking terrified me.
Polar Express just makes me real tired.
Yeah, the Polar Express, it's not like, it's, first of all, this kid sees a strange man with
Is
a
it
train.
animated?
It is, but it's like a weird animation.
I know what you're talking about, and I don't like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like the animation where you're like, from afar they look real,
Yeah.
but you get close and they look creepy.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah, it's not. I don't like it either.
Okay.
It's anyways. Elf, Four Christmases. I'm blanking. I hate the Polar Express. I think it's a terrible movie. A Christmas Story, once again, I hope that kid gets hit by a bus. I was praying every day during that movie. Home Alone's honestly fantastic. I hated that they did Home Alone 3 with a different child. I don't care that Macaulay Culkin was doing heroin. They should have brought him back.
How's he now?
Not doing heroin.
Good for him.
And he's doing well.
Hell yeah, man.
And I hate the people that are like, it's so sad that he was a child actor. But you know what he said on Jimmy Fallon's show, The Tonight Show?
On the Jimmy Fallon show.
I was about to say that. But you know what he said on there?
No.
Jimmy goes, "What are you doing nowadays?" Literally verbatim. Goes, "Well, considering I did Home Alone 1 and 2, pretty much everything I do is just a hobby now." Because he has so much money.
Flex.
And everybody's like, I feel
That's a
so bad
flex.
for him. I feel nothing towards him.
Dude, he wraps up his life's work at age 11.
I mean, imagine everybody's like, oh, but he didn't have a childhood. You have bills.
Girl, now he's having a childhood.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, he didn't have a childhood. Okay, you have taxes.
I don't know how I feel about child acting. Obviously, the children.
I
are
wish my
necessary in
parents would have
movies.
exploited me. I'm pissed that they didn't, to be honest with you.
Dude, but it's just
Look at me.
like,
Look at how chubby I was.
Oh, you look like the Gerber
How
baby.
cute was I?
Yeah, you were cute.
Look at how many chins I have.
Too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they're thick.
That's cute. Who's is that? Wait,
That's-
who's this one?
That's Nikki. She's little.
She's cute.
But
too.
how fucking cute was I?
You were cute, yeah.
I mean, guys, I could have been on a magazine.
I wanted to be a child actor when I think I just wanted attention. I'm a
My
middle
mom said, I'm
child.
pretty sure somebody came up to them and she said no. And I go, you piece of
I
shit.
went to an agency when I was younger.
Do-
And I
What-
was they
When they told
I
you
was
no?
No, I was accepted.
Oh my God, and what'd they do?
It was like one of those the scams, you know?
Oh.
Like for sure. I mean, they had like successful people that came out of it.
Right.
But they were also like, "Oh my God, we love you. Also,
You're exactly what we were
we're
looking
gonna
for.
take you. You're going straight to Hollywood, baby. $13,000, put it in our pocket." And
They wanted 13 grand.
I don't know how much they wanted, but they wanted,
But they
a
wanted
lot of money.
some level of money that,
Yeah, and my
was
poor
just-
mother,
yeah.
she just would never say no to me.
oh my God, she gave him 13 grand?
No.
Oh, I was like, oh God.
She was like, "We're gonna go home and talk to Dad," and then I think I forgot about it like a week later because I was like, I actually don't care at all.
Right.
But, I'm glad I was not a child actor.
That's fun though.
Yeah,
Could be fun.
it was a good experience.
Damn, I almost been filming for a while. Yeah. I guess let's just run through this real quick. What's your favorite? I like how I literally brought you on for a Christmas episode.
We haven't talked about Christmas once.
And
This is the first time we're
it's
talking
just
about Christmas.
completely not a Christmas
Okay, I want to
episode.
make it clear I don't hate Elf. I just think it's a little bit. I think it's people talk about it too much. That's all.
People already made an opinion about you from your first, so don't even bother.
I know I'm trying to fix it.
Yeah, it's
I
over.
like the movie Elf. It's a great movie.
It's
Will
over.
Ferrell's incredible. Two of my friends,
You could pull back.
my friend's dad is in the movie. This girl I went
Really?
to grade school. You know the two elves that are twins?
Sure.
They're like one of the most well-known elves.
Sorry. I don't
It's her
remember.
dad and his twin brother.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I friend was like strong. She's a great girl,
Yeah.
but we were friends in grade school. I haven't spoken to her in a long
Right.
time.
You're like, yeah. Anyways, do you have a favorite Christmas song? I know you're a Christmas hater.
Mistletoe by Justin Bieber or
That's a
Last
good
Christmas by Wham.
pick. That's a terrible pick.
Are you fucking crazy? Well,
Maybe.
let me guess yours.
Good.
All I Want for Christmas Is You, Mariah Carey.
Absolutely not.
What
That
is it?
I'm actually appalled that you would even say
You're
that
a
about
basic bitch. You would.
me. Never. Anything really on the Michael Bublé deluxe album.
Oh, I should have guessed that.
Anything on there. I'd kill for that, man.
Lil Buble.
I love him. Specifically, he also does a great rendition of Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You. He does it in like a slower, laid back kind of tone.
Oh, you know what?
And I do like it. I enjoy it. What about Mommy Kissing Santa Claus? Do you know what I used to
knew
think
you
when
were
I was
gonna
younger?
say that. That's what I was.
I thought that they were like, I saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus.
You were like my mommy.
No, and I was like, that's insane. Like, this kid's just, I never in my life put together, oh my God, his dad is Santa Claus. That's what they're implying.
Oh my God, that scared me.
Coda! Coda!
What song am I thinking of? I think it's my favorite Christmas song. The one that's like,
It's okay.
Santa Baby. I love Santa Baby.
Santa. I fucking love Santa Baby. Michael
Okay.
Bublé's Santa Baby is fantastic. But anyways,
Ariana Grande is
thought that their mom was like cheating on their dad with Santa Claus.
So did I.
I'm honestly, we need to wrap it up. Anyways, do you have a favorite Christmas food? I know I'm
buffering.
just literally zoning out. Anyways, I think we're gonna wrap it up. Maybe I'll do more of a Christmas segment next week by myself.
My favorite Christmas food.
Go ahead. Last thing.
Well, can it be food?
Or drink or whatever.
I'm like a candy cane. I love candy canes.
Okay, candy canes. That's fantastic. Okay. And I like
Snickerdoodles.
I like candy canes as well. Honestly, I like the sweet tart candy canes.
Do you make your candy cane into a shank? Just me? Cool. Okay, never mind.
So this is the end of the episode.
Make it sharp with your mouth? No?
No, dude.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Fucking hell.
That's fine.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening.
I don't do that either.
Rate, review on Spotify and Apple. Subscribe on the tube. Like if you want to see Caroline sometime in the future, maybe 8 months from now. Mm-hmm. Comment down below. Other than that, follow Caroline. I'll put her stuff down below.
And here, and here, and here.
We're not doing it's audio.
I do that every video.
It's audio mainly, so I have to put it in the link below. I'm not putting it on the screen. You silly ass.
Sorry guys. Silly
link
ass.
down below. And buy a hoodie or sweater.
They photograph really well.
They photograph fantastically, and they are fun and fantastic. We also, do you know who Ric Flair is?
Ric Flair?
The WWE wrestler from like 2004.
Is he here?
He used to go. No, he used to go.
He comes out of the room.
At the end of every time, he used to go, woo! And that's called a Ric Flair. And I do that at the end of every episode. That's how I've done it from the beginning. I haven't missed an episode, so we have to do a Ric Flair. So you want to do it with me?
Wait, do you...
So I go, give me 2 claps and a Ric Flair, and then we go 2 clap and a woo. You could just honestly, you could just mime it. You don't even have to do it, really.
I'll support you.
You could do it. Okay. Anyways, guys, we end every episode like we always do with 2 claps and a Ric Flair. Woo! See you next week.